They only opened the gates about 45 minutes ago, and the start of the game is just under half an hour away. We'll have the Anzac observance before we get to this contest. Both teams 3 wins, 3 losses for the season. There has been a little bit of rain around southeast Queensland over the weekend, and even this morning, just a few little scuddy showers here and there. It is quite humid. The cloud is breaking up. I think we're going to be lucky as far as the footy's concerned. Pricey's looking at me.
Oh, absolutely.
As a local weather expert.
Checking the radar.
You've got the app up. What does it tell you?
23.8 degrees, feels like 25, and 65% humidity. So not much wind, but it's going to be sticky for the Adelaide Crows to be running around in on the Gabba today.
Well, I will say this. I had to put sort of a second layer on. I've got a T-shirt on and then a sort of a shirt over the top. Not quite 2 enclosed layers, but just thought I'd have the flowing second layer because of the little bit cooler. Not a good ploy when you're out on the boundary doing an interview, because after I spoke to Dale Morris, I walked around the boundary to then catch up with Murray Davis, and by the end of the chat I had sweat rolling down the back of my shirt. So it actually is quite warm out there, and it's almost like catching up with an old mate out there when you think of the now coaching director of the Adelaide Crows, who spent more than a decade here in Brisbane. A lot of news around the Crows, a couple of big names returning in the reserves as well yesterday. So let's catch up with Murray Davis. So the coaching director of the Crows, Murray Davis, joins us, and just having a chat before we came on air. You did go into the away rooms, didn't you? Not the home rooms after so many years here.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird getting off the bus and walking into the opposition change rooms. And anyway, it's good to be back at the Gabba.
Well, you know the threat. You know what the Crows are going to face today. I think just as neutrals, we're looking forward to it because we see 2 pretty handy teams, premiers and minor premiers of last year, and both of you starting to get going.
Yeah, no, if you look over the past 5 recent clashes, if you like, there hasn't been a lot between the 2 teams. So going into the game, you know it's going to be an arm wrestle, and we know we're up against a quality opponent, so it'll be whether or not, and we've probably started the year a bit like that, we haven't been winning by big margins nor losing by big margins, so it should be a cracking contest.
Just before we do today, can I ask you about the sample yesterday, because you had a couple of big names go around. I see that Saligo had nearly 40 possessions, and Dan Curtin got through some footy as well, so how's the news after that reserves footy yesterday?
Yeah, everyone was really pleased, obviously, for those 2 lads you mentioned to be able to get through the game. So that was really good. We think like Mitch Hinge and Kel Archie aren't too far away as well, and Keane is another one. So we feel like we're starting to get some players back, which is important. Every team needs a healthy list, but Saligo and Curtin especially, they're certainly in our best side when they're out there fit and firing.
Well, I need some more 2s footy, or what's the initial assessment after what they did yesterday?
Yeah, I think it'll be one dependent on how today goes a little bit. We play Port Adelaide on Friday night, so it's a pretty quick turnaround, so that might come into it, given they played yesterday.
Well, let's get to today. What is the challenge of playing day footy at the Gabba against the Lions?
Well, I think one of the things that the Lions do very, very well is they make you defend. So by that, they own the ball and they're able to build up their uncontested mark game, and that can be a great way to defend in the sense that you're having to stand the mark, and they'll switch and shift the ball, and we've got to make sure we take away a little bit of their short kicking game in the back half and try and play the game in our front half, because if you're trying to launch everything from the back half, that can be hard to do against the Lions because they've got so many weapons behind the ball. Harris Andrews will be making sure he puts himself in line with the ball. Maybe I taught him too well, Harris, but no, I know he's missed a few games, but he's just such an important player, and Ryan Leston's having a terrific season as well.
Murray Davis is with us. Now, the skipper, it's great to see him playing footy. First and foremost, forget the footy and his prep this week. How's he been around the group?
Yeah, it's been a really tough little period for Jordan and his family, and we're just very proud of how Jordan's handled himself and the support that everyone has thrown Jordan. And through the week, it was good to see him back at training, main training session, and I think what it allowed Jordan to do was just have an hour and a half, if you like, where he's able to take his mind off the tragic circumstances that have been going on in his life, and today will be no different, and just wrapped the scene back around his mates, and it's with a heavy heart that, as I said, we welcome him back.
And I think more than ever before, particularly what's happened at Carlton in the last week or so, it's not just about whether or not he's right in his body. You've got to, obviously someone's had to sit down and check with him to make sure he's ready to go above the shoulders and go out there and play footy.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of ongoing conversations in that space and making sure that the decision's Jordan's and that we'll support him either way. So the club's done a fantastic job in that, and as I said, looking forward to having the skipper back in the team.
So as far as his condition, a week or so away from the group, that hasn't hampered him at all?
No, not at all. He was able to get in a few sessions, and he said he really enjoyed having a run around at Robe during the week, so it was good to be able to do that. And as you mentioned, yes, there's a physical aspect to it, but there's a mental aspect to it as well, and he's in a really good space.
So to finish with, what are you hoping to see from your guys today? I think we know that you learn every week, but you learn a lot more when you've got two of the better teams in the competition going up against each other. So what are the key areas that you really Nixie's going to hone in on today for the Crows?
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, a little bit of that forward half defence. We don't really want to allow Brisbane to get their uncontested mark going, short kicking game going. So if we can make sure that we're turning the ball over in our front half, that'll be a big emphasis. Yet we know that Brisbane have got the ability to kick a long down the line, and they've got some pretty good targets. So being able to win those contests as much as anything. They've got a lot of weapons around the midfield. So it's been one thing that we've sort of talked a little bit about, is being able to win that territory battle and then lock the ball in our front half. So hopefully that's what you see. Embrace the arm wrestle, because we know it'll be that sort of contest. You'll probably have to win the game several times. Chris Fagan, I learned that one from him, because that was certainly something Brisbane hung their hat on, and I think you'll see that in today's game against two pretty strong contested ball teams.
Did you keep any of your coffee loyalty cards for around the Gabba here, or you chucked them all away when you moved? Wondering whether you've ducked into one of your old haunts on the way into the Gabba today, Murray.
I visited a few this morning, certainly, but I handed those all over to Lloydie and Dale Morris and Cam Bruce, so I think they cashed all them in on my behalf.
Good to see you back here, albeit in enemy colours. Good luck today.
Yeah, thanks, Quinton. Thanks, guys.
Well, it's great to catch up with Murray Davis. Just got lost in listening to that conversation with him there for a moment. Welcome back at the Gabba here. Quentin Hull and the team getting ready for Brisbane versus Adelaide. Well, Matt, I don't know whether you, Matt Primus, ever sort of had that experience of going back to a place that you're so familiar in enemy colours. Did you have that at all?
Yeah, well, when I was an assistant at the Suns, we went back and back to Port. But they were at Adelaide Oval then, so it was I wasn't involved when they were playing at Adelaide Oval, so that wasn't quite the same. But yeah, it is a bit different. But he'll be super excited about coming up here and trying to plan to knock them off and walk out of here a happy man. And he sounded pretty confident with that interview, didn't he, about how they're travelling and tracking. And as I said, they're getting very healthy now. They had a shocking pre-season, key injuries, but you look at the injury list now, it's starting to shrink, and it's coming at a good time for them.
And they are going to be playing today in the predominantly white away strip. The Crows have just burst through the banner, and there's a sort of a hint of that blue and gold and red.
There's not much for that, apart from the socks.
I'm trying to be respectful in describing what basically looks like a Southport playing strip without the black V, doesn't it?
All white, is it?
It's white, yeah, and are those numbers blue or black on the... I think they're navy blue numbers with the navy blue seams. But you won't mix them up with the Lions, that's the main thing, but do they look like the Crows?
No.
Hello, Jason Ackermanis, who's just joined us.
Yeah, g'day. Just trying to work out this new panel in front of me.
Yeah,
everything's new.
We've got new microphones here. The desk has been rebuilt, so yeah, we're like, where do they go to test the F1 cars? They go to the Emirates, don't they? Well, in more gentle times in the world, it feels like we're there, and the mechanics have had the off season, and we're getting behind the wheel for the first time.
I just had a 3-minute.
Tutorial
from our new man behind the panels at the back there.
day games at the Gabba, I know they're among your favourite things. Jason?
I'll have a look at this. It's been raining. You've been talking about the weather, have you?
A little bit.
On and off, but the ground should be a little bit damp. But
it's not too bad. We had a wander out there before, but it's still quite sticky.
Yes, it is very humid, which I love. I don't know if you liked it, Matty, because the balls, they can get a bit dry in the winter. You know what it's like down there in Adelaide, but here, not so much. It's extra grippy, which I love. And the grass is just looking
magnificent.
Wonderful. In the tutorial, I didn't quite get the outside noise. Do you have outside noise?
Yeah, they're coming now. We're going to turn
the mic up.
We're going to turn the atmosphere up as the atmosphere. How's that, Jason?
That's better. Now,
Can you hear it?
I do. No, hang on. Do we have who's our banjo rider today?
Zane's going to be out there a bit later. Is he there already?
I'm here, Q.
Oh,
there he is, that big fella. I love when we've got new gear and it's the first time on air and we bring the list. I always love bringing the listeners the authentic experience. You're coming through really clearly. And that's the home team's song. So we're getting all the sounds of the footy that we need. Are you cooking out there?
I can tell you what, Q, it's not quite as hot as it was when we were doing those pre-match interviews, but it is still hot and humid. The good news is that the rain stayed away for now, but it will be sticky for the players. There's no doubt about that. It's 23 degrees, but close to 90% humidity. So I think the Crows players will feel it. Just on their Guernsey as well, Q, it's traditionally white with the rosemary commemoration. So particularly in 1915, after those battles, Gallipoli, rosemary was brought back to the Memorial Hospital in Adelaide, and that's why they're that strip. So
I've got a closer look at it now, and I did read about that, and just from afar, I must admit I was just trying to describe it in a general sense without being disrespectful. But it's almost as if it's the reason why it's quite thin, the colouring, is because it's to represent rosemary twigs.
Absolutely. And look, those Crows players, they've been out there warming up. They'll get used to these conditions, but it will be different to Adelaide. And the other thing is they haven't won here since 2018. It's such a surprise, isn't it, guys? I mean, these two sides have got 2 wins each and a draw in their last 5. They're so closely matched, as you keep mentioning, the back-to-back premiers versus last year's minor premiers, and yet the Crows haven't won here since 2018. Looking forward to the contest. Crowd making their way in. We've got the Anzac commemorations very shortly. It's going to be a ripper.
Good on you, Zane. And our Brisbane audience about to join us as well. Latest from Docklands, that St Kilda West Coast game. The Saints 11-11, 77 lead West Coast, 4 goals, 9-33. That's
all over.
Jason, good to hear that your regular Around the Grounds chime is in. I don't think it's all over just yet. There's still 6.5 minutes left in that third quarter. So Saints leading by 44 points. Call available on ABC Listen on the red and blue button. And the flag has been erected on the members' stand wing. Of course, flag at half-mast, and players in just a moment will be directed to come together and observe the latest of the Anzac ceremonies on this very special round of footy.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that country music is bigger than ever right now. Join me, Outback Tom, as I get you around the artists that are blazing a trail. Listen to Country Club, Sunday night at 6 on ABC Country, or anytime you like on the ABC Listen app.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season.
On ABC Sport.
AFL. On ABC Radio.
On digital. And ABC Listen.
Look for the AFL button.
Welcome to those of you on Brisbane News Radio joining us at the Gabba for the first time today. My name is Quentin Hull, and this Sunday footy on ABC Sport, Round 7, the Lions taking on the Crows. The minor premiers of last year against the back-to-back premiers of the last couple of seasons. Quentin Hull, Michael Price to call the action. Jason Ackermanis and Matthew Primus are your experts. Zane Bojack is down on the boundary. There are no late changes to these two teams who come in with 3 wins and 3 losses. But at selection, Brisbane having to find some players to get into, the back line and a bit of the midfield as well. Noah Ainsworth out with concussion. Jared Berry with a calf injury. And Zane Zakostelski, the young, tall man, has been dropped. Darcy Fort comes back into the team. Connor McKenna is going to be playing today. as well. It'll be his 50th game for the Brisbane Lions, Connor McKenna. He didn't play much last year, only 5 games in 2025. He was the sub in the 2024 Premiership team. And Jimmy Tunstall, highly touted young player who's now in his 5th year at the club, but is only up to his 15th game, the West Australian, so he's found it really hard to lock away a regular senior berth. So Fort, McKenna and Tunstall in for Answorth, concussed, Berry with the calf, and Zach Ostelski omitted. And all the headlines around the Adelaide skipper returning. Jordan Dawson is back, having and still, no doubt, dealing with the personal tragedy of losing his brother. And Toby Murray, speaking of brothers, the younger brother of Nick Murray comes into the Crows team today for just his 2nd game in AFL footy, on his way back to hopefully getting some consistency, having broken his leg last year. So Dawson and Toby Murray in for Adelaide. No Alex Neil-Bullen, which is a blow ever since the Premiership demon has come across to the Crows. He's been such an important player. So he's out, and Luke Nankervis has been dropped from an Adelaide team which is still missing the likes of Cal Archie, the former Premiership Lion, Darcy Fogarty, Mitch Hinge, but we were speaking a short time ago with Murray Davis from the Crows. Good news that Jake Saligo and both he and Dan Curtin did play in the SANFL yesterday, and they're getting closer to returns to senior footy. So just as we've got a couple of minutes here before the Anzac observation takes place, St Kilda and West Coast doing battle at Docklands. The Saints are 50 points to the good of the Eagles. Make it 56. Bob, no, he doesn't go for goal, Brad Hill. He lays it off anyway. It's another goal. Cooper Sharman's kicked an extra goal now for the Saints. So they move to 13-11-89. West Coast 4-9-33. The twilight game today is in Canberra between Greater Western Sydney and North Melbourne, so we'll keep you up to date with that as well. Plenty happening around the place, but let's get Matt and Jason to take you through the key matchups here. I think there's a couple of really tasty battles we're going to see today. Gentlemen, where should you start?
Well, I think you start where it's always won, the mids, Acker. Adelaide's mids have been pretty dominant, but I don't reckon they've been great. And we mentioned before, Acker, as you rolled in there, their team defences, as the coach has spoken about all week, and their pressure's been really poor. And I reckon that's probably on the midfield group as much as anything. So it'd be interesting to see the response out of that. And then the Crows have thrown a couple of different guys through their midfield. Obviously, Rochelli's had a bit more time in there, and that's going to be a key thing, because if they don't get some dominant territory on Brisbane, they're going to be in trouble. But if they do, they've got some power forwards, the Crows, who can definitely kick a score, as we've seen at times this year.
Yeah, and then, you've got the guys who were in there. They now play off half-back, so they've rotated around. But you've got, Rankin's another one that you can always light him up, and he's very sharp in front of goals. He's always dangerous. That said, you've got Dawson coming back, he's a huge midfielder. He's a bit like Cripps, but he can run, he lopes around the joint, he's a good mark. So the Lions really don't have a guy like that. They could if Jared Berry's shoulders work.
Yep.
And then, of course, McGluggage, good old suitcases. He's going to be finding form today. I think he's going to be better. Obviously, you know what it's like. You just play that second game, first game, second game. Like, he can be so rusty. He can be in or out and all over the place. I see Lockie Neal starting on the bench with Kai Lohman, Tunstall and Fort for the Lions. And you've got Pedler, Edwards. They've got 5 here. Where did I miss? Darcy Wilmot. So they've got depth, the Lions. You remember last year it was the Ashcroft boys were starting there. So before we get into the big ceremony, of course, being Anzac Day, I just love Draper. I just love everything he does, and he can light it up here. It wasn't as good last week with touches and marks, but against Melbourne, you're against the best in the competition in Gawn. But that's always fascinating. You being a ruckman, I always love what you see and hear, particularly with Fort coming back in now. That's a genuine 50 or 40.
Two-pronged, isn't it? Especially against Beck Andrew, who's been an outstanding year. He's pushed out their old fellow, Brian, who's rucked a long time for them, and he's an outstanding first 5 or 6 games. So that's going to be a great battle also.
Yeah.
Well, the players are now taking formation this special weekend in Australia, recognised across the entire round in a lot of sports. But I was lucky enough to be at the MCG yesterday for the Collingwood-Essendon game. Dare I say it, the ceremony was the highlight. the footy was pretty average by the end of it. Let's get to the Gabba observance of Anzac before the Lions take on the Crows.
And those who gave their lives serving our country. Our thoughts too are with those currently on active service. For those who are able, would you please stand and remove your hats for the Anzac observance? To join us on this occasion, we welcome representatives of Brisbane's own, the 8th, 9th Battalion, the Royal Australian Regiment and the Australian Army Band.
Catapult party, slow! Party, mark, taut, catapult party, halt, catapult party, outwards, catapult party, rest on.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them, lest we forget.
Catapult party, attention. Catapult party, present. Arms. Catapult party, attention. Catapult party, present, arms.
Would you please remain standing for the Australian National Anthem to be performed by Lance Corporal David Andrews.
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth not well, our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's pace, let every stage advance Australia fair. Enjoy no strength and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
The anthem before a big game is something that the Brisbane Lions are very used to of recent years. Crows fans would love to become more used to it as the catapult party now departs. And the players respectfully watching on as this small group of servicemen and women march down the race on the members' wing. And yet again, respect shown from the crowd here at the Gabba. Brisbane versus Adelaide on ABC Sport. Quentin Hull to call the action with Michael Price. Jason Ackermanis and Matt Primus are your experts, with Zane Bojack on the boundary. Latest from Docklands before do we get our experts' last thoughts here. It is three-quarter time. And do you want to say it, Jace?
It's all over.
Yeah, it might be all over. St Kilda is
commanding.
55 points in front of West Coast. The Saints 14 goals, 11, 95 to the Eagles, 5-10, 40. Jack Higgins has kicked 4 goals for the Saints, and Nasiah Wanganeen-Miller has had 26 disposals to lead the way for St Kilda. No real notables in that area for the Eagles. Righto, boys. Where's the winning and the losing of this one?
It's all momentum in the centre. You get a lot of clearances early, put the defence under pressure. We're going to talk about that a bit today, I think. It is one of those games. It is a game of momentum, and it's always that little tap here and there. That ruck craft is quite amazing, Matty.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the battle of both forward lines against respective back lines who have been pretty strong. The Crows one's getting healthier, and Brisbane at their best. It's a really good back line. So I'm looking forward to how both forward lines, I reckon, Brisbane forward line would have been smacked all week about their pressure and making sure the ball doesn't come out easily. And if they get on top in the centre bounce, really looking forward to Brisbane's forwards v the Crows' back six.
Yeah, and what game plan will we see? They had a wonderful win last game here at home. They just kept going, and we haven't seen that. It's been their problem the last year. They've just been kicking around and playing keepings off, which is fine. It's a tempo game plan at times, but they have certainly adjusted that. When they get a chance, they do go quick, and one-on-ones deep, that'll be a key. So I'm going to really interesting. And the handball receiver. This is a great day for footy in the end. Not a lot of wind, not a lot of rain, but you still got to win it.
Yeah, still do. And Adelaide, when they don't have the ball, have been really good over the last couple of years, pressuring the hell out of the opposition. And I'm sure Nixie's worded them up all week about trying to disrupt how quickly they can move the ball and those uncontested marks. So, yeah, an interesting first quarter to see which team can get their game style on top early.
Yeah, and well, Jordan's back. Jordan Dawson's back. A couple of weeks. You never want to go through that ever. But he has got the troops. They're still there, still talking to each other. But that said, the emotion of all that, let's just get on with footy.
So they've just broken from the huddle. The umpire had to come in and give the Crows a bit of a hurry up, actually, because the bounce is imminent. And, of course, as soon as you say that, you realise the bounce doesn't exist anymore. I'm still caught in the past.
The throw-up.
The opening ball-up is imminent.
Throw-up. That used to be us at 4 a.m, big fellow.
And, of course, Jason Ackermanis helps me out with my own faux pas by giving one of his own. Who's winning, boys?
Brisbane by
2 goals.
Okay, here's the opening ball up with Michael Price.
Umpire throws it up in the middle of the Gabba. The sun is shining. Draper got it down. First to it was Berry for the Crows, though. Paddled it in front of himself, then shot the handball out to Cumming. Back to Rory Laird, who usually racks them up against the Lions. He gives it back to Jordan Dawson. Courageous in coming back this week, and he chips it forward. Big contest. It's going to be held up right in front of the ABC Sport commentary box. On the members' wing, Vulture Street side. Umpire throws it up. Draper tapped it down to himself, got dragged down. He's going to get a free kick for some illegal contact in the ruck against Finbar Maley.
Oh, he didn't have it. Got thrown to the deck. The man with the fantastic hair. He's going to go long, is he?
Yeah, just defensive side of the wing. Kicks to half forward. Allen provides a long leading target and takes the mark in front of Nick Murray. So he's got the job early on the former Eagles skipper, who's only just forward of the wing. Allen decides to kick towards the centre circles. Back to Harris Andrews, who goes laterally with the kick across the square to Gallup. Gallup now kicks to the left half forward flank where Leicester's in the sunshine in space. He's run off Tex Walker, runs to 60. Leicester's kick inside 50 to the man who started it. Big Sammy Draper had the first kick. Drifty forward, and he marks in the pocket.
Well, it wasn't a drift cue. We know Brisbane love to own the ball like they did then, but it's a bit like a set play. As soon as he kicked that ball down the line, he took off deep forward. It was like, well, I'm going to test you, young fella. You see if you're going to come with me. Then they switched the ball. By then, he was in the goal square, and then it was a beautiful kick, and he's got great forward craft. Beautiful start for Brisbane if he kicks this goal.
Setting up for the right-footed snap punt from the left forward pocket. He's hooked it too far.
Tried to convince the ump there, didn't he?
It's a point.
Had the arm in the air.
It's a point and the first score of the game.
And the Crows bring it in very quickly. It's a contested ball. It lands into the hands of Dunkley. Gave it back to McLuggage from 55. Flying shot. On the line. It was beautifully rowed there by Connor McKenna back in the side. And he kicks the goal. Good contest there from Oscar Allen on the line to bring the ball back in. But beautifully rowed by the Irishman onto the left foot, and a quick goal to the Lions. 1-1-7. They lead the Crows yet to score.
Well, we spoke about pre-game, their pressure, that first kick in. They were all over that Brisbane, on their toes, alert, ready for it, caused the intercept and got a goal straight off it.
Big spoil.
Bakes would be very happy early.
He went backwards in the 45, Dunkley. He actually had options aplenty. That said, it was going through for a point, but big Oscar, he could have got 4 free kicks, and I say he was getting well held. But anyway, got it back in the field of play. Conor McGregor. I always stuff his name.
Yeah, Connor McKenna.
Connor McKenna.
You need to get it right today, Jason.
I'll get it right. The great Irishman, Connor McKenna.
It's his 50th game for the Lions today.
And he's got to go. What a way to start.
Ball up in the middle. Give that one to McAndrew, who's tackled off his kick by McCluggage. Play on, says the ump. Laird picks up under pressure, got a toe poker which doesn't really clear the congestion. The brothers Ashcroft try and combine out there, but Keys beats them to the ball. It's Adelaide's ball. He hands it defensively to Cook. Cook hands it back to the wing for Laird. Laird, his kick is semi-smothered, and it rolls towards half-forward. Coleman crashes the pack for the Lions. Can't take what wouldn't have been a mark, but it was a fly for the ball. Anyway, roved by Levi Ashcroft, hands through Leicester to Will Ashcroft, tapped on by Coleman to the wing. No line there. Berry's got it for Adelaide, has to run 10 metres backwards. Handball exchange with Worrell, and Berry then kicks it all the way back to D50. That was interesting movement. Michael Annie's got it, but he's on defensive 50 at right half back.
It was like they were going the other way, wasn't it?
Really was.
The Crows play on. It's a long kick towards centre wing. Draper flies. He's got the great haircut, and that was a great grab right on the logo, Stanley Street side.
It's a half a hang. Pricey, you done one of them?
Oh, mate, I couldn't get that far off the ground with a ladder. He chipped it forward, barely the distance to Kadeem Coleman. Now the umpire says he must play on. Trusty left foot goes into the pocket. Morris flies for the Lions. Went through his hands. Ground level. Rayner had it, then lost it. Now it's loose. Plenty of players scrapping for it at ground level. Charlie Cameron in there as well with Michael Annie. Tackled him to the ground. And it's going to be a ball up about 20 metres away from the left behind post, left forward pocket for the Brisbane Lions, leading by 7 points.
A little slippery underfoot and by hand at the moment.
Umpire throws it up quickly. Once again, it's at the feet of several players. Miller for the Crows overruns it. There's a battle at ground level. It's being propelled towards the boundary line. Miller goes back in. His handball intercepted by Kitty Coleman. Handball to McKenna. McKenna tackled to the ground 40 metres out. In the left forward pocket, Connor McKenna, as Q said earlier, playing his 50th AFL game for the Brisbane Lions.
And hasn't played a lot of senior footy since being the sub for that 2024 grand final team. Crows get the quick exit from the stoppage. Taylor Walker's trying to keep it in out on the outer side, but he's tapped it over the boundary line, so that's a throw in.
And Q, just watching the interchange then, Rankin came straight off and McCarthy came straight off with him. So that looks like it's a dead set tag and follow with you everywhere you go. So one to keep an eye on.
Lincoln McCarthy.
Wow. He's got a roll
on Isaac Rankin. That's interesting. Something different for Link. Throw in on the outer side. First to it, well, Will Ashcroft shrugged off the ball by Berry. Did he have it? Yep, play on, says the umpire. Pedler's pushed off his kick. It rolls to half forward. Keys picks up under pressure. Shunted it to a teammate. Pedler has a running shot from 40 metres, and that's the first Crows goal at the Gabba. Just kept it alive, and Luke Pedler on the run. Kicks just his second goal of the season. Adelaide's first at the Gabba. It's the Lions 1-1-7, leading the Crows 1 straight 6. Meanwhile, the final term is underway at Docklands. St Kilda 15-11-101. Lead West Coast 5-11-41 and eat 10 goals the margin there.
Only 60 points there. Can I say, though, what about that? You talked about the forward line, the dangerousness. Pedler doesn't actually get a lot of touches, but he's always dangerous, and his forward pressure is amazing. They love him.
They're like Keys. They're very similar, aren't they? They get up the ground. They help out their midfield. They get back hard. They're just awesome work rate. And that was just an outnumber. They just got more numbers to the contest, kept it going forward, and a great finish.
Bit cleaner there, yes. All right. Well, Darcy Fort's in now. Who's the other that they changed, Adelaide? Their ruckmaners are the same guy.
Same young fella.
Yeah, right. Oh, free kick. Going to Adelaide.
Has been a free kick call, and it's going to go to Adelaide.
What's that for?
Cross the line.
Cross the line, the old cross the line.
Well, that's what the line was put in there for in the new rule.
Is that the same line that was there before?
It's actually Lockie McAndrew.
You should be used to crossing the line, Jason.
I was about to say the same thing. From the centre circles, McAndrew kicks it into the right forward pocket. Philthorpe spoiled. Front and square was McLuggage. Gave it back to Neil for Brisbane. Now it lands in the hands of Fletcher. Tries to sizzle a pass to Wilmot. Nicely spoiled there by Rochelle. At ground level, Rochelle grabs the ball. Handball back. And it goes through the foot of Miller, smothered there by Charlie Cameron, who explodes onto the ball, runs through the corridor. He hits the 50, does a shimmy, handball over the top there to Oscar Allen, who has a ping. Charlie Cameron's defensive effort ends up in a goal for Oscar Allen. And that's what Chris Fagan would have liked when he dropped a few hints midweek about defensive efforts. 2-1-13 to the Lions, 1 straight to the Crows. 7.5 gone in this first term.
You flat, I reckon the crowd, they were really hoping for Charlie's goal. That said, that's what you want. And with being a coach, Matty, that is the worst turnover there. You've got no defensive guys. You've got no layers. You are stuck. Very good pressure, mind you, but just those little fumbles. They just coach killers.
They are, and that speed up the ground, isn't it? Charlie's speed up the ground. Once that ball turns over, it doesn't matter if you might have 2 behind the ball, you're in trouble with those guys running forward. So, yeah, a really good start with them getting at Adelaide. Brisbane have answered back with one there, and interesting to see what happens through the midfield now with their change up in here.
Sunday footy on ABC Sport. Jason Ackermanis and Matt Primus, your experts, as Fort gets first hand at the ball up in the middle. Ricochet ends up in the hands of Neil. Brisbane clear as hand pass to Tunstall, gives it back to Neil. Defensive handball back to Fletcher. Tries to share with Will Ashcroft, dropped it. Fletcher follows up, but Dawson hassles him off the ball. Picked up by Rochelle, Crow's ball. His hand pass goes to Taylor. Taylor to right half back. Murray has to tap it on to Michael Annie. Hands it to the wing. Rochelle under pressure. He hands it to Keys, who's nailing the tackle. Play on as the ball comes free near the boundary line, and
free kick.
The ump says free kick to Lockie Neal.
Both handball happy. The 16 each handballs, 11 kicks each, so they're throwing the ball around, which is inviting a lot of pressure.
Short pass infield. Levi Ashcroft takes the mark and kicks all the way back again into the centre square near the bullseye for Ty Gallup, most defensive player on the field. So Gallup does as name suggests before kicking long to full forward. Out the back of the pack, it's on the deck. First to meet it is, he had a fumble coming for the Crows. And
it's a goal from Allen.
And
there's a no Morris.
And Logan Morris has pinched it. We think there's going to be some arcage here.
Might be touched. It always looks like when it goes through a flurry of hands like that. That said, the pressure, you just saw with Gallup, you saw Harris Andrews go, just get it in, man. Get it in. You can see him just gesturing not to go around this time. You got time and space.
Well, Cumming was the Crows player who sort of came through and lost it.
Off his shin.
The old shin.
And Jordan Butts was applying a tackle on Logan Morris, so he's done enough to sort of get his leg in the way. So it's not a goal, it's a point.
Seymour Butts.
Brisbane. You love your Simpsons, don't you? That's a Bart Simpson joke. 2-2-14 to 1 straight 6.
Rankin straight back on the ground and McCarthy straight off the bench also.
Long kick from Worrell. Straight up the middle looking for Thilthorpe. Harris Andrews with him for company. Spoiled by Thilthorpe. Well done, Dawson, who gathered. Handball back to the second gamer in Charlie Edwards. He skies one to centre half forward. Good spoil there by Kitty Coleman, but it's roved nicely. There's Rankin, chips it forward. He puts it into the path of Rochelle, but what about the pace of Wilmot? Got in front of him, rushed it through for a behind. The Crows 1-1-7 trailing the Lions 2-2-14, and they bring it back in quickly.
Quick exit to the left half-back flank. Fort marks, transfers to McCarthy. McCarthy kicks to Bailey. No, Tunstall. My apologies, out on that far side. And boy, there's a lot of jerseys around where Jimmy Tunstall is. He's blending in out there as he kicks long towards half forward. Rayner flew the pack, couldn't mark. Roved by Bond of the Crows. Short pass to Rankin. Marks on the wing, and he holds up for a moment. Isaac Rankin now called to play on. Right boot, high to half forward for Adelaide. Walker flew before acceptances, and the umpire gives a free kick against him. And the Lions take the advantage. Wilmot runs away from half back, kicks to the middle of the ground. Lohman marks, kicks to an open forward line. It rolls in the pocket for Morris. He's got late arriving company from Worrell. Morris is tight on the line, kicks infield, not great. Bailey's got it, but he's tackled. Worrell and coming crashing in to spoil the party. That was great defensive work from the Crows.
Morris, have a shot, man.
Cumming gets the free kick in the left back pocket for Adelaide.
Jason Ackermanis remarking that Logan Morris should have had a crack from the Ackermanis pocket as Cumming comes out of the left back pocket to the centre wing. Riley Philthorpe takes a good mark. Looking like the lead singer of Kings of Leon. He wheels around onto the right foot, kicks it to the pocket, looking there for Isaac Rankin. He's got Lincoln McCarthy for company. It goes over the boundary line for a throw in. Left forward pocket, Zane Bojak's on the boundary.
Oh, it's very noticeable down here, guys, just how slippery the surface is. And look, for the Crows, both those entries, you saw Taylor Walker lose his footing and then Isaac Rankin. I think this is not a high possession game. You've just got to kick it long and hope that your forwards can get hold of it.
Zane Bojak down in the sunshine and sweat of the boundary. Boundary throw in. McAndrew taps defensive side of the pack for the Crows, but immediately Cumming is wrapped up by Reville. So it's tossed in the air once more. Give that one to Fort. Neil underneath for Brisbane. Hand pass. Tunstall has a fumble. It's on the deck. Will Ashcroft tries to pick up and does. Hands it to McCarthy. Hacked clearance for the Lions. Gets the ball to the wing. Bounces out the back of the pack.
Free kick.
High contact against Nick Murray on Morris.
He looks bemused, Murray, but he sort of went the ball and half got coat-hanged, poor Logan Morris.
Brisbane 2-2-14. Adelaide 1-1-7. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. 13 minutes travelled at the Gabba.
Well, the Crows were set up nicely in front of him, but he managed to find a pass 20 metres forward to Will Ashcroft. Into the right forward pocket, McCluggage got rid of his opponent, then outstretched. Nice catch in the right forward pocket. His right leg will be about 4 metres in from the boundary.
He'll take his time, Suitcases. You would love that, Matty. They've gone short to Will Ashcroft, who's just taken off, and the defender, Adelaide defender's not watching the ball, but Suitcases was able just to bot him out. Nice stiff arm there, and he gets a shot on goal.
He has had a couple of games out injured. Came back last week. Only the one goal so far this year, but that's a spear. That is magnificent. From Hugh McCluggage, the Lions get their third goal, 3-2-20. To 1-1-7. We've played 13 and a half minutes of the first term on ABC Sport on a Sunday afternoon.
Midway through the last quarter at Docklands, St Kilda headed for victory over West Coast Saints 17-11, 113 to the Eagles 5-2, 42.
What do you think about that, Matty?
Yeah, I like you mentioned, I loved Ashcroft got it rather than Brisbane try and switch the ball. There was nothing on. He obviously had good voice, so he just faced forward and just saw the one-on-ones, and Adelaide have the most one-on-ones behind the ball, so Brisbane have obviously identified that. Try and get it in there when they can, nice and quick, and they've got a lot of dangerous forward 5 or 6 players. They're going to be pretty dangerous if they're getting a lot of one-on-one.
Do you mean one-on-one wins or one-on-one marks? Or
just one-on-one contests?
Oh, yes.
They have the most, Adelaide. So I would say Brisbane's forwards will be eating that up. Any forward that can get a one-on-one, happy days in the modern game.
I reckon Hugh McCluggage has been waiting a week for that kick, having missed an important set shot late against the D's last week. Centre bounce, clearance, Bailey for Brisbane. Hands it to Levi Ashcroft on the wing. High kick inside 50 and another Brisbane mark. 2-on-2 contest. Logan Morris. One controlling touch before completing the clunk in the pocket.
Super entry and deep. Lions and most of their academy, they talk about that inside 30 contest one-on-one. That's where you got to go, and you got to get in there quick. Anyway, they're going around the corner here, Q. I'm telling you, I'm going to have to go down and fix this crap because it is absolute crap. Low percentage, just kick a drop punt, man.
Well, the angle is... Well, is it acute? I wouldn't say so. Oh, he hasn't kicked it on the full to the goal line. Oh, Acker, you are Nostradamus today. Logan Morris from 25 metres out almost missed boot with a hook ball, which just pitched on the goal line and was rushed through for a point.
Unbelievable.
That is like Phil Mickelson duffing it off the tee. 14 points to lead to Brisbane.
Kick straight down the middle there from fullback. Picked up in the corridor by Draper. He kicked it to centre half forward. Nice mark taken there by Hugh Bond.
How many Hughes are out?
There's a fair few Hughes. He chips it barely the required distance. It gets there to the young man in Charlie Edwards. He flares it out to the left through Michael Annie. Now to the run of Rory Laird. He kicks it into the pocket looking for Phil Thorpe. Set himself. Andrew spoiled, then gathered on the bounce. He was tackled there by Rochelle. So it's going to be a ball up in the left forward pocket for the Crows. Only about 10 metres out from goal.
16 minutes played, 14 points the lead to Brisbane. Stoppage with Adelaide in attack. Draper taps down, but Rankin cruises through and brilliantly finishes with his left boot near the point post in the left forward pocket. That is meat and potatoes for this guy, but it's an absolute thrill for everyone else. Isaac Rankin with a brilliant roving goal in the left forward pocket for Adelaide. Lions 3-3-21, Crows 2-1-13.
That is magician-like, but I'm wondering what happened to Link McCartney. He's got the job because he must have either got checked.
Wasn't on him, and
wasn't on him.
No, Bailey was on him and just let him run through front and centre. That's dangerous. So I'm sure Zach Bailey will be having a chat. He's got his arms out now, saying, "What's going on here? Here's my matchup."
Mate, put some body on
now. Yeah.
The bumper bars, man. Don't let him run. You know how good he is. You've switched over. That won't you?
What a beautiful finish, though, wasn't it? Beautiful.
A left foot dribbler from the paint.
Oof, you got to be good to do them.
Class act. Isaac Rankin for the Crows. Comments from Jason Ackermanis and Matthew Primus here on ABC Sport.
Do you think he's intimating that he was good and did that a bit?
You know what? The thing is, when you could back it up, you're allowed to say it. I can understand that.
He talks the talk.
Off hands, it comes back to Zach Bailey. He wants to make amends. He kicks it long inside forward 50. It bounces awkwardly. Nicely picked up there by Nick Murray for the Crows. Handball backwards now to Michael Annie. He kicks it towards centre wing. It's going to have to be a good fly from Tunstall, and it was, to spoil the man there in Pedler. Over the boundary line, short of centre wing on this Vulture Street side. It's the Lions by 8 points.
He's Michael Price. I'm Quentin Hull. That's Jason Ackermanis. Matt Primus is with him. Zane Bojak's on the boundary. Sunday footy on ABC Sport.
Has he got a poncho over there, the big fella, just in case?
Well, I don't know whether the rain's going to come in the immediate future. Boundary throw in. Nice work from young Toby Murray, who's in ruck there. Hand pass went to Edwards, dispossessed. Picked up by Will Ashcroft. Rush kick to half forward for Brisbane. Cameron swooping. Roves the pack. Runs to the pocket. 40 out. Squaring kick to the goal mouth. And poor old Nick Murray had the ball bounce away from him. He was about to rush it through. And it went straight to Oscar Allen. But
they're bringing it back.
Free kick to Charlie.
Oh, downfield, too early umpire. What is the difference? They get these rules wrong all the time.
Yeah, anyway, Oscar Allen put the goal through, but obviously the umpires had pulled up play, and Charlie Cameron will have a set shot with the man on the mark, 5 in from the boundary in the right forward pocket.
At least
about 35 out.
He's kicking a drop punt cue.
Will it work for Charles Cameron? Low. Near side. Behind.
Be flat after that, Oscar.
Oh, crowd's giving them the raspberry as well because of... Oh, I've just seen the replay. It's nothing in that at all. 3-4-22 to 2-1-13.
Well, there was a quick kick in there from Adelaide and nicely spoiled there from Logan Morris. Their defensive acts are definitely up. Throw in left forward pocket, Zane Bojak on the boundary.
Yeah, the trouble has been with Will Ashcroft and been in and out the last few minutes because he got tackled in the centre square and done something to his left elbow, but he's staying out there for the moment.
Off hands, it falls there to Wilmot. It was smothered. Now it falls onto the ground and there's several players on top of it. The Lions are just holding up that Crows player, hoping for the dive on. It was Rory Laird stuck on the bottom of the pack, but umpire will come in and throw it up 35 metres out directly in front of the Lions goal. Draper slams it to his left. It's taken by Berry, tackled, holding the ball.
Yes.
Charlie Cameron with the defensive effort yet again.
Oh, I tell you, Pricey, I was about to mention it. He was in that last foray, that amazing tackle. He is on for the defensive side, and I have no doubt you're about to tell us that that's exactly what Fagan wanted this week.
Oh, that's exactly right, Akka.
That's exactly what Fagan wanted this week, isn't it, Michael?
Indeed, he did. So, Charlie Cameron now, the man standing the mark.
Oh, my Charlie.
Is 30 metres out. He's 45-degree angle to the right, Charlie Cameron. Comes in. The drop punt is pure.
Yes.
4 goals for the Lions. 4-4-28 to 2-1-13. It's a 15-point margin with over 20 minutes gone to the first term. Zane Bojack is on the boundary.
Yeah, Will Ashcroft, just as that goal was being kicked, has come off the field and gone straight down the race, guys. Let's hope it's not too serious, but Medico's gone with it to try and have a look at that elbow.
Be a magic sponge, Matty.
Magic spray, sponge.
Magic spray.
Now, I did see Matt here 3 or 4 minutes ago. He was shaking his arm around, so obviously something's upsetting. He's a tough cookie. I'm sure he'll be back out there.
Yeah, that is not like him. That said, Charlie had the other one, had this one, the 2 in a minute. Finally, it'd be good to get one. We do love the song, though, Q.
Yeah, it's got a different feel on a Sunday afternoon compared to a Saturday night.
Well, people can drink, you see.
On a Saturday night.
Way more.
Well, back in the middle, Fort wins the tap down, but Berry wins the ball for Adelaide. Defensive side of the pack while Karaoke continues. Adelaide's got the clearance. Berry's kicked a half forward. Leicester should have marked that for Brisbane, dropped it under pressure from Pedlar, who now plays tackler on Gallup. Gallup just got the ball to his boot. Doesn't clear the danger. Berry comes in to play tackler on Leicester, who followed up. Spews out the back, Crows ball. Laird hands it to Miller. Kick and a half from goal. He spots it to full forward, and Rochelli's at the front of the pack. Couldn't complete the mark. Roved by Gardner of Brisbane. Hands it to Wilmot. Hands it to Bailey. Hands it to Neil, who runs through centre half back. He's kicked at the bullseye intended for Loman. He slipped over, and Laird takes the mark for Adelaide.
He chips it forward. Finds Edwards in his second game. Forward to the centre circles. His kick smothered by McLuggage. Now the ball spills. It spews out to the left. Left half forward, in fact. It bounces kindly there for Cook. Cook back inboard to Michael Annie to the point of the centre square. He gets it into the left forward pocket, and Thilthorpe got rid of Harris Andrews beautifully. Good body work. Takes the mark. 25 metres out. He's on a very, very tight angle.
Yeah, and that's been the matchup. I think we spoke about a pre-game cue that normally Harris doesn't get the key for, but he's been on him, and a couple of times he's looked really dangerous. Obviously, his size and strength is going to be able to get Harris Andrews out of the way like it did on that occasion.
He is a huge man, Riley Thilthorpe. 11 goals for the year. Make that 12. Curled it around with the right foot from a very tight angle to get the Crows' third goal. 4-4-28 to 3-1-19. We're back to 9 points late in the first quarter.
Unpressured, if I could just get this damn new thing right. I tell you, I'm loving it. Sorry about that, listeners. I was just about to say how the nice little push, right moment, great grab, went around, still got to kick it. He's so dangerous. I don't know how you feel with guys that big and mobile, but as we can see Will Ashcroft coming to the bench, so he's had something done to that elbow. That said, not enough pressure up the field for the Lions, I feel.
No, well, as we mentioned, both teams have got super strong forward lines, so if the ball comes in easy, there's goals galore. And I did read Brisbane have had 5 forward 50 tackles. That's as many as they had the whole game last week.
Say something.
Yep, that's well picked up, Matt. Give McAndrew the tap in the middle, but roved by Neil of Brisbane. Hand pass doesn't create much. Free kick going to Peatling, though. Was taken off the ball by his opponent in Dunkley. Handed to Miller, and Dunkley tackles Miller. Holding the ball. Neil takes the advantage. Kicks to half forward. Cameron protects the drop zone. Wins the rolling ball. 60 from goal. Kicks to the pocket. Looking for Rayner, but great play from Bond. Leaving his man to take the mark for the Crows. Chips the left half back for Michael Annie. Marks and plays on with a kick around the boundary line for Pedlar. Pedlar with a short pass, didn't hit the kick well. Set Peatling a task, the ball spoiled. On the deck, McKenna picks up for Brisbane. Hand passes infield. Wilmot picks up, slots it to Loman on the lead. And Loman marks third. No, he didn't mark. He juggled it and fumbled it. Goes to deck, and he's jumped on by Nick Murray, ball up.
Oh, dear. Had everything there. He is saying he did mark it. He was on the other side. He's on this side.
There was a magnificent kick.
That's a mark.
Crowd don't like it, but it's in the forward line, and that's going to be a high shot. They're not going to like this one either. It was It was McAndrew in the ruck there for the Crows, taken a little high. So he, in his defensive 50 now, has the free kick. He's going to flare it out to the left, looking for Michael Annie. He finds him. Oh, Charlie Cameron actually got the mitt in there, spoiled it. Falconed Michael Annie. It bounced back to Bond. He kicks it now, and it gets on to Braden Cook, who's racked up a few disposals so far.
Oh, Keystone's cops at the moment going inside forward 50. The connection's just not there. Adelaide, they should breathe a very big sigh of relief.
He chipped it onto the logo for Pedler. Pedler further inboard to Rory Laird, where the shadows meet the sunshine here at the Gabba. He chips it into the middle to find Millerer.
Right in the bullseye.
McAndrew's all by himself.
Oh, the big ruckman knows, and he went to his chest. McAndrew dropped it. Peatling tries to pick up the ricochet, but he's pressured by Lohman, and they'll lock it up for a ball up. Matt, you couldn't resist, and why not? You could see the big fella go forward.
Yeah, Draper got caught playing as a backman to free up Harris Andrews, so the big fella snuck forward, but the kick just didn't get there quick enough for him.
Lachlan McAndrew, of course, a couple of games for the Swans before Adelaide giving him a second footy life as McCarthy's underneath that stoppage. Peatling tackles him. We'll have another ball up.
See Rankin just disappearing out of that stoppage.
Lincoln's going back there to get him.
26 minutes first term. Lions lead by 9 points. Tap goes to Reville. Kicks from centre half back, semi-smothered to the middle of the ground. Bond takes it, play on. He does with a hand pass to Nick Murray. Kicks to attacking 50. Leicester leads Dawson to the ball. Dawson tackles Leicester's handball, taken by Pedler. He's immediately wrapped up in the Dunkley tackle, and we'll have a ball up on attacking 50. Zane Bojack on the boundary.
Yeah, we understand it was a hyperextension of that left elbow. He's back on the boundary line, getting ready to come back on Will Ashcroft.
Thrown up left half forward for the Crows. It was hacked out of there by McCluggage, goes to the middle, and the mark taken there by Millerer. Goes out to the right, finds Zach Taylor. He flares over to his right, onto the right shoe, into the right forward pocket. Looking there, well, who was he looking there for? Was Maley, big fin bar. It went through the Moose's hands. It's going to be over the boundary line. We'll get a throw in 40 metres out from the Crows' goal in the right forward pocket. And there's a mess of players. Every player is forward of the centre circles and to the right of the corridor. Thrown in, Draper gets it down. Oh, nicely roved there. He's done it again, Rankin, has he? No, he's kicked it very wide, out of bounds on the full. He exploded through that contest. It's going to be a free kick in the left back pocket to the Lions.
On the move. That is a concern for any opposition coach.
McCarthy kicks from left back pocket to right on the inbound. Gallup marks, plays on, kicks it very wide. Wilmot gathers near the boundary. He's tackled over it by Pedler, and we'll see a boundary throw in. Score check at the Gabba. Brisbane 4-4-28 lead Adelaide 3-1-19. We're 27 and a half minutes into this first term. St Kilda's headed for a big victory at Docklands.
The fat lady has been wound out and she's already finished.
Yeah, it's a matter of margin there. We'll give that to you in a moment, but let's watch this throw in. Left half forward for Adelaide, right half back for Brisbane. Whistle in the contest. Who's going to get it? Adelaide free kick against Draper, and he's not happy about it, so Lockie McAndrew is going to take it, the lanky number 42. Kick it a half from goal. McAndrew with his right boot kicks to the pocket, and McCarthy's at the front of the pack to take a great mark in defence for Brisbane. Kicks to the corridor is a little dangerous, but it comes off. Bailey marks, transfers with a kick to left half back. It is fumbled in by Reville to prevent the last disposal free kick. No, it went out.
Touch.
Oh, he fumbled it effectively. Tried to keep it in, but it went out. And these days you can't just touch it and let it go out. Well, they'll ping you for that. So
good mark from Lit McCarthy. He just backed himself. Rankin had just ducked out the back. So
Crow is
dangerous.
At right half forward for the throw-in.
So it's Draper in the rear position. Grabbed it out of the ruck and hacked it forward. That could be a free kick. It should be anyway. It's going to fall there to Connor McKenna, who was tackled without the ball. Onto the logo. The Irishman with the right foot inside 50, looking there for Cameron. Monstered there by Michael Annie. It bounces towards the boundary line. Lohman escorts it over there. It's going to be a throw in 30 metres out from the Lions' goal. Left forward pocket. They lead by 9 points, and we've played 29 minutes of the first quarter.
The only question at Docklands with a minute to go is whether the Saints will win by 100 or less. They're 101 in front with a minute on the clock. So there's another hiding coming up for the Eagles. Boundary throw in. McAndrew punches it straight towards the boundary line. No rover there. It stays in. Bailey picks up for Brisbane, 60 from goal. Accosted, kicks backwards to the wing. McCarthy overruns it and coming through, Rochelle socketed it to himself and picks up. Hand passes to Berry, who's on halfway near the bullseye. Berry for the Crows, kick to Finbar, who's got 2 to beat. Second man in, Leicester punches away, but Rankin Rose evades Leicester outside of the right boot. Second goal in the opening term for Isaac Rankin.
Oh, boy.
He looks in a mood this afternoon at the Gabba. And for those that love footy and aren't Brisbane Lions supporters, that is good news.
That's work rate.
If you're a neutral and you got Isaac Rankin going off, that's turnstile staff. Brisbane lead by 3 points at 4-4 to 4-1 late in the first term.
Yeah, well, McCarthy had to go over to try and win the ball on the wing from that short kick that came out, and then as soon as he left him to go win that ball, Isaac said, rightio, I'm going forward. He recognised they'd won it, and in the end they're probably lucky with the kick inside 50 because they had extra numbers in there, but what a classy finish. And the only way of scoring, what's he kicked 2 goals, 1, he had that from the forward 50 or that didn't quite make it, so he looks super dangerous, but it's just when McCarthy has to go and help out, that's when he's escaping out the back.
Well, you need team defence there, but yeah, super good goal.
22-11-1-4-3 beats 15-12-42.
Hacked out of the middle there by Josh Dunkley. Off the ground, it bounces in front of Rayner and Taylor. Sorry, it was Hugh Bond again, and take that. Cam Rayner just barreled Bond into the ground on the logo on the 50-metre arc at right half forward for Brisbane. Draper now slaps it down into the path there of Peatling. He gives it away there, and that kick is going to bounce over the line. So it's a lasso free kick just forward of centre wing. Harris Andrews chips it forward and finds Will Ashcroft, who's back on the field.
So repeating, Saints 22-11-1-4-3, Eagles 5-12-42, all over. Saints by 101 points.
Wow.
At Docklands. Close to quarter time here. Tunstall's got the ball for Brisbane from 70. A high kick towards full forward. Two Crows spoil each other in the pocket. And spoiled Charlie Cameron, the intended target, in the process.
Yeah,
it's over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Yeah, I can tell you, they do not want to give away a goal here with 42 seconds left, Adelaide. They're deep in trouble. They just got that awesome goal. Red time it is.
Ball tossed in with Brisbane deep in attack. Shallow throw-in. McAndrew has to do his own fumbling, roving. It's close to the line. Lockie Neal's kicked it out of the air for a point.
Wow.
Big McAndrew sort of thought, what, I've got to do it all myself here, and didn't have anyone underneath him to help him out. And
that was a rubbish throw-in again.
Well,
what's wrong with these guys?
It was. 4 points to lead to Brisbane.
It's a shallow throw-in. It seems to be peculiar to this part of the world. Maybe it's a slippery share, and Acker will give him the benefit of the doubt. Rochelle at right half back. He goes long towards the outer wing, looking for Taylor Walker. Haven't called his name at all so far. Comes off hands over the boundary line on the Stanley Street wing, next to the benches where Zane is. And 4 points the margin. 4-5-29 the Lions. Thrown in. Draper in the rear position yet again. It bounces in front of him. He gathers. It's a long kick inside 50. Will time run out? Doesn't matter because the Crows have got this completely covered. Jordan Dawson takes the juggling mark, chips it forward, and that is quarter time. Scintillating contest, 4-5-29 the Lions to the Crows 4-1-25. It's a 4-point margin at quarter time. Your goal scorers for Brisbane, McKenna's got one, Allen's got one, McCluggage and Cameron all singles for the Crows though. Isaac Rankin's got a couple, Thilthorpe's got one, and Pedler with the opening goal for the Adelaide Crows.
Thank you, Michael. Just repeating that final score from Docklands. St Kilda by 101 points. Saints 22-11-143, beat West Coast 5-12-42. It's Greater Western Sydney and North Melbourne to come in a little under an hour to complete this round 7, Anzac round of the AFL. 2 games in the National Rugby League today. The first of them is completed at Hunter Stadium in Newcastle. The Penrith Panthers have been too good for the local team, the Knights there. Penrith 44, defeating Newcastle 12. Shortly, Manly Warringah take on Parramatta. Couple of games in Super Rugby today. The Highlanders have defeated Moana Pacifica 27-17, getting midway second half the game between the Waikato Chiefs and the Fijian Drua. It's the Chiefs 36 leading the Drua 10. So this is the final day of Super Round. So this is rugby's magic round / gather round. So, and they're opening the new They've opened the new stadium in Christchurch.
So it's super, is it?
So yes, it's super round.
Super for Super Rugby. I get it.
Yep, get it? Good.
Yep.
Highlanders 27, Moana Pacifica 17 earlier today. Chiefs lead the Drua. So I think that means if the Chiefs win that game, all 5 games would go the way of the New Zealand teams, even though the Reds got very close last night and lost in, you know what they call extra time, Jason, in Super Rugby?
Super time.
Extra?
Super time.
Why not?
So we've got super round, and last night we had super time.
Do they get in like groups and decide this for them? Is that how it works?
There's probably
Focus
some
groups?
type of brainstorming session. In the A-League today, no scorers yet. Sydney FC versus Auckland FC in the A-League, men approaching half-time. Melbourne City and Adelaide United to come later on today. Quarter time at the Gabba. It's Brisbane by 4 points. You're listening to Sunday Footy on ABC Sport.
Are you sick of brands pretending to be your friends? Gruen would never do that. We don't care that we're coming back to Wednesday nights on the ABC. We care about you watching us.
The new season of Gruen
starts Wednesday,
April 29 on ABC TV and ABC iView.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
McCluggage from 55, flying shot. On the line, it was beautifully rowed there by Connor McKenna back in the side. And he kicks the goal. Good contest there from Oscar Allen on the line to bring the ball back in. Miller smothered there by Charlie Cameron, who explodes onto the ball, runs through the corridor. He hits the 50, does a shimmy, handball over the top there to Oscar Allen, who has a ping. Charlie Cameron's defensive effort ends up in a goal for Oscar Allen.
Draper taps down, but Rankin cruises through and brilliantly finishes with his left boot near the point post in the left forward pocket. That is meat and potatoes for this guy, but it's an absolute thrill for everyone else. Berry for the Crows, kick to Finbar, who's got 2 to beat. Second man in, Leicester punches away, but Rankin Rose evades Leicester outside of the right boot. Second goal of the opening term for Isaac Rankin.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
Great scene at the Gabba. Hope you're enjoying the contest as much as we are. My name is Quentin Hull. It's Sunday Footy on ABC Sport. The Premiers lead the minor Premiers of last year by 4 points at quarter time. It's Brisbane 4 goals 5-29, leading Adelaide 4-1-25. By the way, if you want to get in touch, we'd love to hear from you on the SMS. You can send us a message on 0437 774 774. Please send us your name and where you are texting from.
Have we got anyone good so far, Q?
Well, I haven't. They've sort of been texting the mob at Docklands as well, so we'll just see the line. But I haven't really given the number yet. But don't worry, Jace.
They got it in their phones. Don't worry.
0437 774 774 is the number. While you and Matt tell us how that first quarter unfolded, I'll just see if Will Ashcroft's out in the huddle, because he had a problem with his elbow in the first quarter. Jason Ackermanis and Matt Promise are your experts. First term thoughts, gentlemen.
Well, he did. What do you think, Matty? I'm thinking that if I am Chris Fagan, I am thinking about just stopping a little bit around the contest there, run and carry, which is breaking the game open. That said, I've been disappointed in the Lions actually standing in the tackle and then delivering to their teammates. That could be a hair better. Everything else, they've generated 9 scoring shots.
Yes.
The Lions, not like it's that bad. And they could have kicked a lot more if just a few little decisions were a bit better. What do you think, though? I mean, the Crows are good, their defence is good, their tackling is good. But outside of that,
yeah, look,
9 scoring shots.
They probably just be wanting a few more inside 50s. All statistical wise, it's all pretty even. And you're right. Brisbane was saying, hey, we've had they had 16 inside 50s and we've generated 9 shots on goal. They'd be wrapped with that. Where Adelaide have had 5 shots on goals out of their 14. So they'd be probably wanting a little bit more. Let's lift the ball down our end a little bit more. Nixie, I would think, would have been the message. But by and large, early days it could have got out of hand 3 or 4 goals straight away behind, but they were able to hang in there. They look pretty disciplined when they go forward to the ball. Once again, it comes down to how much ball can they win through the middle. And I reckon the second half of that quarter, Adelaide's midfielders got on top. The first half, Brisbane's midfielders are on top and gave their forwards a good look. So it'll come down to what the matchups look like there. And, contest possession clearances are all pretty even, and that's what the scoreboard's giving us at the moment.
Will's back on the field, back in the middle, as we're getting a bit excited for the second quarter.
Yeah, he's got some strapping just below and above his elbow joint on his left arm. So Zane Bojack was right across that news down on the boundary.
Wasn't he? Without his poncho too.
Let's play second term footy. Brisbane lead by 4 points.
McAndrew versus Fort. McAndrew got that one down, but it was sharked for Brisbane. It's towed forward, though, by the Crows. And there's Harris Andrews at the front of the pack. He gathers. Handball backwards now to Ryan Lester, who's confronted. So he comes out to the commentary wing. Oh, good mark taken there by Link McCarthy yet again. He's got such a wonderful vertical leap from a standing start, hasn't he? He doesn't need any steps. He chips it now to centre wing. He sets a task there for young Fletcher, who's spoiled beautifully by Rochelle. Over the boundary line, right in front of the commentary box.
For a bloke that's had 2 knee reconstructions as well.
Indeed.
By the way, Aki, you wanted texts. Yes. Mel, g'day to Mal and Joe, who are tuning in from the Bruce Highway. That's a very good one.
Clever.
In reference to the call of Bruce when Reville gets near the ball. Lions win the stoppage on the wing. McCluggage hand passes infield over the head of McCarthy. McCluggage follows up to try and play tackle on Dawson. Hand pass from the Crow skipper, pinch by Cameron. Hands it messily to Dunkley. He scraps it out to the wing for Wilmot. Now he's got time, and that,
ugly.
That's a bad kick to half forward, but it dropped into the lap of McCluggage, 50 metres from goal. He plays on, wheels onto his right boot, pings, but hooks it near side to the left and kicks a point. And you probably, that's the justified scoring result in a messy passage. Lions 4-6, Crows 4-1.
It's the worst being a forward when the sun's like this down that end. But anyway, we'll see how we go.
Miller comes back and kicks it straight down the corridor, but it's a mess of Lions. It's picked up by Darcy Fort. Hacked it straight back inside forward 50. And again, Miller stands there and accepts the mark. He goes out to his left. He finds Isaac Cumming, the former Giant, on the arc of 50. Kicks a nice pass to Bond. That's a good contested mark from Bond, just short of centre wing. In the sunshine at the Gabba, on the Stanley Street side, he plays on. That's a very high right foot kick to the arc. Juggling mark in front, Jordan Dawson. Beautiful effort right on the arc of 50 at left half forward. He gets to the left of the man on the mark, chips it inside, looking for Thilthorpe, who couldn't quite take it. I reckon that was his to take as well. Just worried off it a bit, and it goes over the boundary line for a throw in the left forward pocket for the Crows. They trail by 5 points.
That's the danger. That's his strength too, Dawson. He's such a good mark overhead. It can be a real worry if he starts clunking them.
Ball thrown in with Adelaide in attack. McAndrew backhands it out the back of the pack looking for Rankin. Couldn't pick up. McCluggage does and dumps Brisbane out of trouble. But it is a dump kick straight to the middle of the ground where Bond marks. His kick misses. Laird in the bullseye. Intercepted by Loman of Brisbane. Taps the advantage of Morris. He kicks it to Charlie. He's got Country Roads beckoning with a bounce from 40 and a dribble from 20. And it's time for John Denver number 2 on this Sunday at the Gabba. 5-6-36. Plays 4-1-25 as we hit the repeat button on the Gabba sing-along.
Virginia, we'll take it all.
So how did that happen? How did they get out the back there?
Bad turnover, just execution of skills. It is slippery underfoot. Nearly stuffed it up too, Kyle Loman, but just that little tap on there. Couple of quick handballs. Charlie was waiting out the back. I don't know who was chasing him, but he had some wheels. He nearly got Charlie.
Got in. Just that cricket pitch is so slippery, isn't it? They set up beautifully, got that dump kick. They just needed to go back inside 50 again and put Brisbane's defenders under the pressure.
I'd say the dump kick is not working for Brisbane.
Yeah, Charlie Cameron averages 2.7 goals against Adelaide. That's the most against any opposition. And he's on, as the crowd just continues the sing-along without the instruments as the ball comes off the hands for Adelaide. It lands in the arms of Jordan Dawson, tackled from behind. Nice effort from Link McCarthy. So it's loose, but it's hacked forward. Cut off again by Adelaide. Nicely taken there by Taylor, but he's tackled off the ball. Defensive work again for Lions. Towards the boundary line, McCarthy versus Rankin. It's going to be a free kick to Rankin, though.
Holding the ball when we got him back.
It was a return serve. Now Rankin, 55 out, looking for a pass. to Thilthorpe. Spoiled there by Lohman. Front and square was Neil. Handball to Rayner, finally getting involved. He handballed forward indiscriminately, picked up and made to look better by Lockie Neal. And then Oscar Allen just forward ascending wing, and Lockie Neal is still on his haunches behind play as Oscar Allen has the ball at right half back.
Now, I'm not sure how that happened, but he is in a considerable amount of pain. Oscar Allen high kick to right half forward, and the Packers spoiled by the fist of Worrell over the boundary line. Zane's not far from there. Anything you can help us with, Zane?
I reckon it's ankle. I reckon he's
a bump. Zane, he just copped a bump when he got rid of the ball right in his chest.
Yeah, Isaac Rankin's got him. Picked him off in the sternum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
off the ball.
They don't like that, the AFL. Used to be able to, that used to be awesome to get away with.
That right arm looks limp coming to the boundary. Zane, down to you.
Yeah, you're right, Q. That right arm's he's really struggling with that as well. Look, he's feeling for his ribs. Isaac Recker's got a bit of form here, hasn't he? We know what happened with Brandon Starchevich a couple of years ago where he had a 4-week suspension. Something about playing the lines. He doesn't like him up here. Maybe he still thinks he's got a Suns jersey on.
Good ball. I know. That's another rubbish throw in. It's too short. Do some weights, people.
Well, there'll be another ball up. But maybe the ruckmen are standing too far back, Jason.
No, the rucks wouldn't do that, Q.
They're too smart for that.
Thank you, Matthew. That's just chucked in the air in the sunshine of the outer wing. Underneath it, Miller for Adelaide. Looks left, looks right, gives the hand pass defensive side of the pack to Berry. Shares with Laird, gives the problem back to Berry, who does well to get out of it. Kicks around the boundary line, and Isaac Cumming takes the mark, shields his eyes from the sun, plays on. Shinned right foot kick to half forward, it comes off. Pedler takes a chest mark. Kick and a half from goal at left half forward for Adelaide. Short pass to the leading Walker. And Taylor Walker takes the grab on his chest. Left half forward and 50 metres out.
It's within range. And he was rubbish last week too when he couldn't get a touch in that first quarter, and then came good and got 5 goals. But it's the first time we've seen him.
Yep. He hasn't really had an impact today, but you mentioned...
Beautiful kick of the ball, wasn't he?
5 goals in that victory over the Saints last week. Walker on his right boot. High, long. Recall his name, Johnny, because he just keeps on walking, this fella. At 36 years of age, Tex with a long ranger from beyond 50. And it's Brisbane by 5 points at 5-6 to 5-1.
And they have done that well when they've gone forward, Adelaide. They've lowered their eyes. They've hit the leads. They've got some great forwards who can... Thilthorpe, he can take a pack mark. And Tech's probably not as much pack marking nowadays, but beautiful leaders they've got recognising the cues. And we know we know Brisbane can intercept the ball as good as anyone, but they are lowering their eyes. They're hitting the leads. And when you've got a finisher like Tex, why not?
Down to Zano with the Lockie Neal news.
Yeah, the Lions have got to touch me and just let me know. They think he's just winded. He's going to be okay to continue.
He did look winded. They do hurt. I don't know if you remember getting winded many times, but they never fun, Matty.
No, never got winded, I don't think.
You're always doing the winding.
5 points the margin. The Lions lead this one. 8 minutes gone, second term. Off the hands of the ruckman. Interjecting himself there was Tunstall. Got the handball back there to Dunkley. His handball onto the logo on the outer side was overrun by Bruce Reville. Several players on top. Berry and Tunstall again take themselves off the ball. Umpire throws it up quickly. It's well done by McAndrew. Got it down through the legs of Bailey. Ineffective so far today. Well done there by Edwards, who had a crack at it, but then Reville picked it up. You could hear by the crowd. He kicked it to right half forward. And it was Nick Murray, the elder of the two Murrays, playing for the Crows today. Off his hands, over the boundary line, 55 from goal at right half forward from Brisbane.
They've been better around the contest, Matty. They have been getting out the back. Adelaide, that was the first time for about 3 stoppages. Brisbane look a little bit sharper, but they're just fumbling a lot. The pressure's too good from Adelaide at the moment.
The Crows have never seen the lead, but the Lions have only got out by 15 points at max. It's a 5-point margin at the moment. Clearance Crows as Dawson kicks from half-back across to defensive side of the wing. Cook takes the mark, plays on, kicks the half-forward looking for Maley. Spoiled by Gallup, who follows up and nudges Pedler off the ball, wins the footy. Ty Gallup, great play. Kick from left half-back to the wing. Doesn't find a target though. Pitches in front of McCluggage, picked up though by the Crows. Worrell hands it through. Cook, then to Bond, and hands it backwards to Michael Annie on the right back flank. Kicks it to a 2-on-1 pack against Cook. Mark to Wilmot, not play on. He gave the ball to Gallup. Gallup kicked it along the ground into the boots of Will Ashcroft. Turned over. Crows ball. Hand pass from Rochelle to Taylor Walker. 30 out. Hands it to Dawson. Dawson on return to the footy. Jordan Dawson kicks a goal for the Crows. And there is a big Texan bear hug waiting for the returning skipper in a moment that's not lost on anyone in football. And that puts the Crows in front.
Very accurate.
Yeah, Big Gallup then, he did some great efforts, but he just got fatigued with that last kick. It just had to be another handball and they were off. He shinned one, and then the Crows had numbers ahead of the ball and a beautiful finish. A number of guys could have had the shot on goal, and the Tex gave it to the skipper, and a beautiful finish.
Selfless 6-1, 37 now, the 5-6, the 11 scoring shots to 7. They are making the most of their forward entries. They look dangerous. Of course, it's these turnovers that's killing them, Q.
Zane on the boundary.
Yeah, Lockie Neal's coming back on. And what about Jordan Dawson? We all feel for him, but talking to Murray Davis before the match, he did say to me after your chat, Q, that he just wants to get out there and play some footy. As much as he loved all the well wishes, he just wants to play football and not think about things.
And some class from the Gabba crowd, giving that extra bit of applause for the opposition with Dawson kicking that goal. Out of the stoppage in the middle comes to Peatling. He peels it off to the right wing. It's taken there by Michael Annie. Kicks it towards the Texan at right half forward. Nice flying spoil there by Kadeen Coleman over the boundary. 55 from goal at right half forward for the Crows. They've pinched the lead with 10.5 gone to the second quarter.
Yeah, Dawson's playing deep forward now. Started on ball, now gone deep forward.
Getting killed out of the centre at the moment. Just not sharp, the lines. Adelaide doing a great job.
McAndrew versus Draper. Draper got rid of McAndrew, grabbed the ball out of mid-air, then had a hack with the left foot. It spills into the corridor. Michael Annie did beautifully. Handball into the path there of Bond. He gathered. Then he let loose the ball. It was hijacked there by Levi Ashcroft through Coleman, through to Will. He kicks it to right half forward. Dunkley with the fly to the ball. Takes it nicely in front of Worrell, then delivers into the lead of Morris. Chop of the arms by Butts. Yes, it is. Logan Morris will go back. The crowd like that one. 35 out, 45 degree angle to the right, if that thin. It's a little bit wider than that. Logan Morris has got this in his wheelhouse.
Will Ashcroft's ground ball off half back. That was toe to toe. He just put his head over it. An amazing ground ball hands. That started that chain. That was a great battle.
And clean, Matty. That's what they've been missing. The last sort of sequence of plays, Brisbane. Makes a huge difference, Q.
11-9 for the year, Logan Morris. Hasn't troubled the scorers today. Let's go from 40. It's a nice looking drop punt. The goal umpire likes it. So does the Gabba crowd. The Lions pinch the lead back. 6-6-42. Play 6-1-37. Back to that 5-point margin. 12 gone second term, ABC Sport.
There's been a lot of this going on, Matty, where there's a scramble of play, handballs, the pressure's up. The Adelaide defence has been amazing, and they've really struggled with it at times, Brisbane. Particularly around the contest, just can't get free. But as I said a quarter time, to be able to be clean and stand up in the contest, to give your teammate just a little bit of a better look at a handball, and a handball that you can get out with, sort of taking that pressure on. It's been just, that was better in that sequence there.
Yep. Well, certainly loomed as the match of the day, and it's providing to be as such so far. Lions by 5 points, Sunday footy on ABC Sport. Quentin Hull and Michael Price calling with Jason Ackermanis and Matt Primus. Lockie Neal's back and looking fine. Back of the pack at the centre bounce. Centre stoppage. He kicks high towards Allen. Can't mark. Rode by Morris. Dribbling kick into the pocket. Bailey gathers it, but he's tackled fiercely by Bond.
I'll tell you why, that Bond, Q, he has been, I haven't seen him play live before. He's been outstanding so far this game.
As soon as Bailey took that, he had the view to the kill.
I saw what you
There's
did
many
there.
of those happening here. Yeah. Ashcroft Inc. combined. Hand pass from Will to Levi. Levi snapped from the forward pocket. Near miss for a point. Yeah. Brisbane by a goal at 6-7 to 6-1.
10 touches, Bond. A game high, 5 intercept marks.
So many tackles. They've been outstanding, his tackles.
Remember the name, Bond. Hugh Bond. He kicks it straight down the middle. Oh, Draper. That's a ripping mark in front of Thilthorpe. He's just beside the centre circles now, lobs it into the forward pocket, looking for Oscar Allen, who is taken under the ball, fisted away, and it's a little bit going on with Oscar Allen there too against Worrell.
So he should. He
got tunnelled there, I believe, but the ball spilled over the boundary line. There's going to be a throw in 45 metres out.
Yeah, he's given it to the umpire too, Oscar, so he should just make him aware.
Draper versus the younger of the Murrays, who was picked up there by Ashcroft. His kick smothered nicely. They're picked up by Cumming for the Crows and dribbles it towards the outer side, taken by Thilthorpe, flares it to the right in the corridor. That was a really good contest, Bruce Reville versus Cook. No, that was a good contest. The umpire didn't like it though, Q.
Run on contact from Reville. Free kick to Cook, who kicks to Rochelle, marks at 50 out right half forward, slots for Keys in the pocket. We haven't seen much of Ben Keys, and he gives away a free kick here against Kitty Coleman.
Yeah, Q, Ben Keys only averages 13 disposals at the Gabba, the least of any venue he's played at.
Well,
he's a Queenslander too, Ben.
Yeah, former underage state captain. McKenna receives the ball, marks at left half back, kicks Brisbane to the wing for Dunkley. He's got Bruce running in field.
Yes.
Reville receives the hand pass. The echoes go around the Gabba. Bruce cruises to 60 and kicks to the advantage of Morris in the ball. No, he ran too far. The ruse went too long. Needed to be a shorter ruse.
Corn rolls.
Or at least he needed to bounce it.
And once again, it's going to be Braden Cook who's been racking them up as well.
Did he really run too far?
That wasn't too far. They can't even tell a 15-metre kick at the moment.
Well,
they've done that.
You travel further than that in the NBA and they don't ping you.
Oh, they do.
Cook with the free kick at right half back for Adelaide. Brisbane by a goal.
And beyond centre wing, and Ty Gallup versus Isaac Rankin. Rankin will know he's alive if the ball gets presented like that. Gallup punches it into the fifth row, throw in.
If you're going to send us a text on 0437 774 774, please send your name, particularly if it's as good as this. They're listening to the call of Brizzy v Crows, loving the chat of Mr. Ackermanis and the nickname of Hugh McCluggage as suitcases.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, you know, I don't want to say that. That's what everyone else calls him.
That's what Ronald takes on holidays, isn't it? McCluggage. So it gets there with Peatling for the Crows. He handballs it inboard. Pedler off his hands. It was taken there by Bond. He's tackled off the ball by Dunkley. Charlie Cameron claims the ball, takes off with the advantage, wheels around onto his right foot, kicks it to left half forward. That's a great contest from Michael Annie. In between Bailey and Ashcroft, he took a ripping one-hand juggler.
Chips in field to Hugh Bond, who takes the mark, right back pocket. 16.5 second term. Brisbane leads 6-7 to 6-1. Bond with a short pass to his skipper, Dawson Mark, still inside defensive 50.
He's got to kick it in there, Charlie. One-on-one's ahead.
And it's younger Murray, the target here. Toby Murray with the mark at right half back. Infield on the 45 with a kick to Peatling. Adelaide doing Brisbane to Brisbane here. Keeping's off in the back line. Now they explode through the middle. Berry rides the tackle of Coleman but got done by the second man. Wilmot coming from behind with the tackle on Berry. And it's holding the ball. Free kick to Wilmot at centre half back. Kick not 15 to Will Ashcroft, so Ashcroft gives it back to Wilmot. He kicks wide to right half back where Harris Andrews takes the grab.
Numbers out.
He's got Lester running hard from defence. Lester marks on the wing, plays on with a hand pass to Will Ashcroft, runs to 60, chips to the lead, beyond the fingers of Morris and beyond the pack, and McKenna's there to pick up in the pocket for Brisbane. Left foot snap from the Irishman, and his 50th game as a Lion kicks his second goal from the tough angle.
Oh, man, what a goal.
Connor McKenna. He now doubles Brisbane's advantage at the Gabba. The Lions 7-7-49 lead the Crows 6-1-37. 18 minutes second term.
Sinead O'Connor, Matty, just another...
No, this is not
Cranberries. Dolores O'Riordan.
They do have something in common, Dolores O'Riordan and Sinead O'Connor.
Which is?
They're not with us anymore.
Oh.
And they're both Irish.
No.
There's something else in common.
What a goal. That is outstanding. Just a little shove there from Connor. How many Connors do we have that are actually Irish in our game? Oh, the AFL, Matty. What do you like about that? Pressure? Anything? Do you like anything? That goal, Matty? You like that?
I like this centre bounce clearance coming up.
Spoken like a true ruckman as the Lions get to 2 goals in the lead. Off the hands there, he'll like that as well as Darcy Fort guides it down to his own boot and then propels it to the outer wing. Levi Ashcroft with the physical work. That's a bump, sir. I'm terribly sorry, but a hip and shoulder in a contest. Q, take over. That's not a good decision.
Stinker. They've had 5 in the last 10 minutes at the moment.
But the play stands and Cook kicks long to half forward. Darcy Ford at the front of the pack. Takes the grab in front of Toby Murray. Plays on, kicks to the middle of the ground for Leicester. Well, he's just forward of centre-half back. Leicester has to hold up, hands it behind himself to Wilmot. Hand-pass exchange through Andrews, back to Wilmot. They're still on half-back, the Lions. Centering ball to true centre-half back. And Dunkley takes the grab.
Tell you what.
Plays on with a hand-pass. He's got a man wrapping from behind. McCarthy kicks to centre-half forward, but marked uncontested in the end by Butts for the Crows.
He's a huge unit, isn't he, Butts? He gets it over there to the younger of the Murrays. He handballs it over the top to Miller, playing a good game. Gets it back now to Zach Taylor. He goes one way, then the other, then distributes the ball, but inaccurately cut off there by Leicester, who peels it back to the corridor to find Lockie Neal. Just short of centre wing on the outer side. He wants to go one way, then the other, but the Crows are set up nicely in front of him. He has to flare it back there towards Leicester on the boundary line.
Yeah, both teams have done well to stop switching here.
Yes.
Leicester now with the long kick inside 50. Draper the target. Rayner at the back. Tapped it down to Lohman. Lohman from 45 tight angle has a flying shot. Barely squeezes in for a behind. 50 plays 37. It's a 13-point margin with 20 gone of the second quarter.
And this is just the little alarm bell for Matt Nix in that Matty promised 4 scores in a row to Brisbane, getting close to half-time.
Yeah, and that one should have been probably centred to Reveal and would have had an easy shot on goal. So, yeah, danger signs with how easy they're getting pinned at the moment.
Turned over on the inbound. Ledge kick is marked by Harris Andrews at right half forward for Brisbane, and he slots it inside 50 to Bailey, marks it 40 metres out in the pocket.
I'll tell you what I've liked, Leicester's run out of the back line has been important. I mean, they've missed Sorko and his little accurate kicks. That said, this boy's a great kick for goal, Bailey, but it could go anywhere.
Well, will this be the last time he plays for Brisbane against Adelaide?
It's a big call.
Future of this man, of course, he's got roots to South Australia, and Zach Bailey, oh, that's a dagger from 40 metres out. What a great finish from last year's All-Australian. And here it comes. The Premiers start to push go, getting close to half-time. That's the last 5 scores for Brisbane. They've kicked 3-2 in that run to work their way to a 19-point lead. Lions 8-8-56, Crows 6-1-37. 21 played second term.
Yeah, plus 10 in the contested ball this quarter. So they were just in front of quarter time, but they're starting to flex their muscle a little bit. The Crows have been hanging in, but just as you said, the last 5 or 6 minutes, they're dominating contested ball, ground balls. They're getting inside 50s, and if they start to get a bit of accuracy to their game, they could really skip ahead.
Zane Bojack on the boundary.
Yeah, the Lions have got a go-ahead while Jordan Dawson's been off the field. He's gone back on there now to provide a bit more leadership out there.
Umpire back in the middle, throws it up, and this time it was Edwards who's tackled off the ball for the Crows. Getting back involved there was Ben Keys, who's been thrust into the middle, but he turned it over. Will Ashcroft gathers, bounces, delivers a 40-metre dart towards Cam Rayner. Oh, this is only his 3rd disposal coming close to half-time, but Cam Rayner took the ball 45 out, 45-degree angle to the right.
I'm not buying real estate off you anytime, Pricey. That was a good 25-metre kick, big fella. He bounced.
Jason Ackermanis can kick a ball, or could kick a ball, and now he can sell real estate too.
I was kicking this morning for an hour, and let me tell you, it was beautiful in the weather.
Regardless, Cam Rayner can really press Adelaide here from the arc of 50. It's a monster. The Gabba crowd go up as one as they get their 9th goal. And Cam Rayner with a beauty. 9-8-62 to 6-1-37. It's blown out to a game-high 25-point margin.
So here comes the bleed. What can the Crows do to stop it? Matt, Jace?
Well, their midfielders need to get back on top. I was just having a look. I'll have a look at champion data at half-time. But Darcy Ford, I don't reckon he's played much game time, but he's come on the first quarter and the last 5 or 6 of this quarter and been super fresh and got a hand in. And Paul McAndrews, battled against Draper for a majority of the game, and then Ford comes in and he's really been impressive the last 3 or 4 minutes of these centre bounces getting their hand in, even though now they've swapped forward the ball. But they need to get the ball down and give their forwards a look. They have gone cold there forward because the ball hasn't been down there the last 5 or 6 minutes.
No, it starts in here. They've only had one really good one this quarter, Adelaide, out of the centre square.
So back into the middle, and McAndrew got first fingernail, doesn't really have a rover. Tunstall comes in off the wing to pick up, immediately tackled by Peatling, and it will be a ball up just next to the centre circles in the cricket pitch area of the Gabba. A gorgeous Sunday afternoon. Draper give him the tap there. Lohman forages off hands and knees. Will Ashcroft's rush kick though straight to Laird at half back for Adelaide. Stepped off his mark, has to play on, but has time to slot a pass to Berry at right half back. Berry kicks to the wing where Taylor takes the grab. And Zach Taylor, that's a very conservative kick around the boundary. Nick Murray marks on the wing. Now a high hoping ball. It'll come down about 40 metres out. Knuckled off the pack. First to rove is McCarthy of Brisbane. Rankin there to smother the intended exiting handball. Keys picks up in the pocket. Handballs towards the goal mouth. And Leicester runs it through for a rush to score. A neat 4 goals the margin at 9-8 to 6-2.
So they struggled there. They've got that spare behind the ball, Matty, but that run and carry, they're doing it via the Cape at the moment.
So it's with Darcy Wilmot, who just wanders out of the centre square, goes straight up the middle. Will Ashcroft couldn't quite pick it up. It dribbled around his ankles. Then he goes in, has another crack. So does Berry. Beautiful work from Berry. The fend gave it off there to Cumming, and Cumming found his man in Keys. It's just 45 from goal, 45-degree angle to the left.
Yeah, rare fumble from Ashcroft then. It looked like they were away on that kicking, didn't it? But he fumbled the ball and Adelaide sweated on him beautifully, and then a beautiful low in the eyes. And
so there is one gap between the scoreboard and the grandstand.
And it's shining.
And the setting sun in the west is pinging Ben Keys in the eye at the moment.
He wanders up to the arc of 50, strikes it, well, very wide to the left. It is only one behind. 62 plays 39. Back to that 23-point margin. 25.5 gone of this second quarter.
You're hearing Saturday footy on ABC Sports. Saints flogged the Eagles by 101 points earlier today. Giants and the Kangas will play twilight footy at Manuka. That game's about 20 minutes away. We'll keep you up to date here. Of course, you can hear it on ABC Listen as the Lions, about 4 uncontested chipmark get to left half back on the inbound. Bailey's got it at the moment. He's looking back to Leicester, who gave it to him, so he gives it back to him. Still 4 minutes left in the quarter. Leicester short pass to Fletcher, who marks defensive side of the wing. Remember the competition wake up and realise how good Jasper Fletcher is. A few other, brothers in the way, but Jasper is a jet, isn't he? Short to Leicester, short to Neil. Lions have hogged it to halfway with no one getting near these uncontested chip marks. Now here's the kick to the contest. It is a bomb. Get under that and play fair on 50. Knuckled away by Toby Murray of Adelaide. Rove by Rankin. Crows with the ball at right half back. Hand pass finds Taylor. Chips it to Millerer. Millerer, he chips it around the right half back flank, and Rory Laird's got it. And someone has just decided to pull the handbrake at the Gabba. Pricey, what's happened?
Well, they certainly have just decided it's time for a breather. Goes back to Jordan Dawson. Beautiful left foot kick. He retreats back inside defensive 50 to Nick Murray, who gathers. He goes to left half back to find Michael Annie. Now they've had the chance to actually spread the ball, Adelaide. Nicely directed kick, but Charlie Cameron closed the distance, spoiled, then gathered the handball received. That's a wobbly mongrel towards centre half back. Nicely read and cut off there by Rory Laird. The handball up the middle of Michael Annie. Laird keeps going to the centre circles, gathers the bouncing handball receive, and then that's another sack towards Ben Keys against Kitty Coleman. Coleman got there first, but Keys kept his feet, picked his pocket, gathered the ball, got the 1-2 off Edwards, and back towards Rory Laird. Scrappy at best, but he's forward to centre wing and will play on.
Hand passes to Dawson, 65 from goal, a long kick to the pocket. Rankin marks it out the back.
Pushing the back.
But there's a free kick going Brisbane's way.
Oh, that's
okay. Rankin.
Rankin comes to stand the mark and has a little push and shove with Brian Lester. Lincoln McCarthy playing run with on a dangerous floating mid/forward. That's a really interesting move from Fages as he kicks to a contest off hands out of play. Who would have thought that you're going to use a guy at 32 years of age off the back of 2 knees to basically be the run with the guy who plays contest / danger forward?
Yeah, he hasn't gone on ball yet either, really. He used to be able to mix that really well last year, hasn't he? But I don't think he's done that much this year.
Fort taps down to Tunstall at left half back for Brisbane. Clearing kicks indiscriminate to the wing. Dawson meets it first. Adelaide's ball. Hands it from Nick Murray. Defensive hand pass to Worrell on D50. Kicks it inside the defensive arc. Miller remarks on the last line of defence. Long transferring kick to left half back. He's got a target. It's Cook who takes the mark left half back.
He flares it towards Edwards. Closing the distance. It wasn't a bad kick at all. It just hung in the air a little bit, and There he was with his pace. Closing it was Darcy Wilmot. Fisted it over the boundary line between the two benches.
Oh, Wombat, you love that. And the crowd loves it. And the coaches love it.
His closing speed is phenomenal. 29 minutes gone to this second term. Picture of both coaches on the big screen. Chris Fagan, well, he's given that chewing gum a fair workout too. The throw in on the outer side lands on the logo. Lockie Neal recovered. Handball to Levi Ashcroft, had time to drop it, pick it up and give it back to Neal. He propels it towards Oscar Allen. He was held by one arm, he delivered it down with the other. Then Levi Ashcroft at ground level towed it to himself. Gathered, handball to Bailey, 55 out from goal, centering ball, looking for Lohman. Monstered by the Crows defence. Oh, that's could have been holding the ball. It was a tackle. Ball dislodged there from Jordan Dawson. Crowd wanted it. Umpire said no, I'll come in and throw it up. 45 metres out from goal. He does it quickly. Fort got it down for Brisbane. McCluggage worried off the ball. Now it squeezes out back to McCluggage. Again worried off it. Picked up there by Fletcher. Turned it over to Cumming. Cumming flicks it out to Michael Annie. Tackled by Charlie Cameron. Gave him an eternity to get rid of it. It spills around 50.
Oscar Allen dives on the ball. That costed. His hand pass is pinched by Nick Murray. Tried to fend, dropped the ball. That's holding the ball.
Finally.
Free kick going against Nick Murray.
No,
and
I'll bring it back here. They'll fend into the face. They missed a couple.
Now, Jasper Fletcher's got it. He's good, this boy. The man on the mark's 51 out. I want to see him have a go for it. I reckon that he's not going to. Kicks it to the pocket and a pack.
Oh.
No mark. Bailey Roves, left foot snap, miss hit. Goes up and down from the same spot it was released. He has another go. He's dragged off the kick, though, by the tackle of Cumming. It rolls to the pocket. Dawson's there, though, for the Crows. Hard on the boundary, left back pocket. Kick to left half back. Rankin gets a free kick for a link arm chop. So McCarthy's riding him everywhere. Rankin from left half back, kicks long to the wing. Thilthorpe out the back, nudges Gallop under the ball, wins the footy, kicks it to a vacant 50. First man back, that was Coleman for Brisbane, and that's all she wrote for the first half. And the applause at the Gabba is for the locals, who will go to half-time with a 23-point lead. Engaging game of footy. There's ebb and flow about it. But the Lions just getting on a little bit of a run at the back end of that second quarter to ensure that they hold a pretty handy gap at the long break. Brisbane with the last 4 goals in the game. And it's a 23-point lead at Lions 9-8-62 to Crows 6-3-39. It was after Brisbane led by 4 points at quarter time. So 5 goals, 3 for the Premiers to the Crows 2-2 in that second term. 2 goals for Charlie Cameron, 2 goals for Connor McKenna in his 50th game as a Brisbane Lion, and 5 singles. Allen, Suitcases, McCluggage. Our fans are loving that you brought that in, Jason.
Finally.
McCluggage with a goal. Morris, Rayner and Bailey have also kicked goals, while for Adelaide, 6 goals. The only multiple is Isaac Rankin, who's kicked a couple of beautiful sort of running through the front of the pack goals.
As he does.
And singles for Thilthorpe, Pedler, Dawson and Walker. What say you, Jason Ackermanis and Matt Primus, with Brisbane going to the sheds at half-time with a 23-point lead?
I think he'd be happy, Matty Nix, with the pressure most of the time. That said, I think the clearances were really a problem. I think it was 27-18 or something ridiculous. So it was much closer at quarter time. So I'm seeing this pattern where the momentum is hard to create if they're not really good around stoppages. That said, Brisbane, everything else is kind of working. They've had their opportunities when they've been aggressive and they've fumbled here and there. But the pressure's up, and you can see that the players are reacting to it on both teams. So it's hot in the kitchen. It's a really good game of footy around the contest anyway.
No, you're exactly right, Akka. The clearance stuff and the contested possession, eventually that just wore Adelaide down. They're able to sustain it a little bit and hang in there in the first quarter. Not hang in there, they competed equally, but in that second quarter they dropped away as plus 18 to Brisbane in the contested area. So the loose ball, the hard ball gets, the outnumber, all those sorts of things, and the clearances ended up, as you mentioned, Akka, it's now 23 27 to 18. So if you're giving Brisbane, as we know, if you're giving them that amount of ball and that amount of territory, they're going to eventually hurt you on the scoreboard. And eventually that quarter was 5 goals 3 to 2 goals 2, and that's where we are at the moment. So yeah, there's a bit to fix up there. The Adelaide's midfielders need to get to work a little bit more. Their backs are under the pump, and their forwards, they just haven't had enough of the ball to look at. Rankin went missing there, but purely because the ball just didn't get down inside 50 quick enough and often enough, and so did Tex and Thilthorpe didn't get enough opportunity. So that's where the game sits right at the moment.
Yes.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Jason. Brisbane by 23 points at halftime. Earlier today, 101 points the margin at Docklands as St Kilda flogged West Coast 22-11, 143 to 5-12, 42. Nasian Wanganeen Millera with 34 disposals for the Saints, and Jack Higgins kicked 5 goals.
Where are you sitting with the Saints, Q? Where do you see them at the moment?
He can go either way, can't he? Very good goal kicker.
I think they'll be playing in the first ever wildcard weekend.
Yeah, I agree. Yep, somewhere around there at the moment.
What do you reckon, Jace?
No, I think they're going to play finals. I think they're going to be in the top 8. Not going to be a wild card.
No, well, but you now know that they've changed the system, Jason, that if you were 7, 8, 9 or 10, you have to play the first week. The top 6 then get the first week off, so to speak.
Well, they'll be in the top 10. How's that?
That's a very broad-ranging yet accurate assessment, I think.
They'll be 6th
Jason.
or 7th. They are
6th or 7th. So, but see the difference between 6, 7,
I know what
6, 7 these days. There's a big difference in the AFL.
Top 6.
Top 6. You don't.
Top 6.
6th.
If you finish 6th, you only got to win 4 games in a row to win the flag.
I know.
If you finish 7th, you've got to win 5 games of flag.
Yeah, don't finish 7th. They're 6th.
There you go.
They'll be 6th right there. They'll be right with Gold Coast at this rate. The way they're going, it's going to come home hard.
Okay. If you've got a thought, where the Saints going to finish 6, 7?
And
0437 774 774.
That's hard to get games where you win by 101. That's amazing for your percentages.
And Ross Lyons coached a team to win by 100.
Yes. Unheard of before.
Back in the old days.
Yeah, happy press conference.
Handbrake Ross, yeah.
Old Ross.
Around the grounds in the NRL, just repeating earlier today, Penrith beat Newcastle 44-12. Currently, it's Manly Warringah hosting Parramatta at Brookvale Oval, and Parramatta lead that game 6-4. I'll just double check if that's the latest score there.
Just an update.
No, 6-all. 6-all the score between Manly and Parramatta. The end of Super Round in the rugby. Highlanders 27, Moana Pacifica 17. Who won the Chiefs Fijian game? Chiefs won at 42-22. So all New Zealand teams won in Christchurch, the new stadium there.
What are the chances?
A-League today, 1-all between Sydney FC and Auckland FC, getting to the 70-minute mark there. Later on today, Adelaide United's away game against Melbourne City. Brisbane by 23 points. It's half-time at the Gabba. Keep your messages coming on 0437 774 774. We'll be back on Sunday footy after a trip to the ABC newsroom.
Hello, this is ABC News with David Rowlands. A 31-year-old Californian man is expected to face court on firearms charges in the US tomorrow after allegedly shooting at a Secret Service officer in the lobby outside the annual White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington, attended by President Donald Trump and other top officials. Larry Buttrose has more.
The man, allegedly armed with 2 guns as well as knives, charged towards the ballroom in a chaotic shooting encounter with Secret Service agents. 2,500 members of the International Press Corps as well as media and business leaders were attending the event and dived under tables as the shooting incident unfolded just outside the vast subterranean ballroom. Mr. Trump and his wife Melania and cabinet officials were all uninjured and were rushed away. Officials say the suspect was staying at the Washington Hilton where the event was being held.
Security officials believe the gunman acted alone. Trump says a Secret Service officer was struck by gunfire in the incident.
One officer was shot, but saved by the fact that he was wearing obviously a very good bulletproof vest. He was shot from very close distance with a very powerful gun, and the vest did the job. I just spoke to the officer, and he's doing great. He's in great shape.
Federal Opposition leader Angus Taylor has called out booing at Anzac Day ceremonies as un-Australian. Booing and heckling from crowd members during multiple Welcome to Country speeches at dawn services in Melbourne, Sydney and Perth yesterday have drawn widespread condemnation. Mr Taylor says that while booing shouldn't occur, he does think that the Welcome to Country ceremonies are overused.
I can understand the frustration Australians feel about overuse of welcomes to country. I feel that at times, often actually. I think it is overused, and as a result, I think they are devalued by overuse. I would like to see them used less.
Victoria's Shadow Attorney General has labelled the state government's 20% rebate on car registrations as a hoax. The state government announced the scheme today as a measure to help motorists cope with rising fuel prices. Light vehicle owners can receive up to $186 back per car, with a cap of 2 vehicles per person, with applications open via the Service Victoria website for 2 months from June. Liberal Minister James Newbury says it's a barrier to entry that will see most people not access the rebate.
Never before have we seen a greater hoax on Victorians. We are calling on the government now, automatically give every Victorian the cut in registration in their bank account.
A 22-year-old man is in a critical condition in hospital after he was struck by a car on Queensland's Sunshine Coast. Police say 16-year-old learner driver was behind the wheel of a vehicle travelling on Curry Street in Nambour around 8 o'clock last night when the incident occurred. Witnesses told police the man ran across the road moments before he was hit. He was taken to the Sunshine Coast University Hospital in a critical condition. Disability advocate and wheelchair user Shane Hyrek is calling for Adelaide Airport to use a common sense approach after being threatened with a fine for using an accessible pickup zone without a permit. Mr Hyrek says an airport employee told his mother she would be fined $400 if she stopped in the disability parking permit zone without a permit. A spokesperson for Adelaide Airport says the matter is being investigated and they've apologised. Mr Hyrek says he only has one permit and it can't be easily given to a driver before he's picked up.
The reason why you have a disability parking permit is to prove you have a disability, but I mean, what more proof can you get? I'm in a wheelchair. Common sense prevails, doesn't it?
Authorities say it could be days before a large whale carcass is removed from a beach near the Royal National Park, south of Sydney, with the area expected to remain closed for swimming. The 25-tonne partial sperm whale carcass was found at the southern end of Era Beach yesterday, along with increased shark activity in the area. Brendan Neely from New South Wales National Parks and Wildlife says the carcass is so large it would become a shipping hazard if towed out to sea.
A fairly simple comment that we get all the time is, just tow it back out to sea, but carcasses of this scale can become a shipping hazard, so that's really not an option for us. So what we're looking at the moment is that the animal will be moved into the water and towed to a location where it can be loaded and disposed of in a waste facility.
Why do we collect things? And how much is too much? Join me, Annabelle Crabb, as I venture into the secret stacks of the State Library of New South Wales and discover that most of the collection isn't books at all. Search for the History or Hoarding podcast on ABC Listen.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Intercepted by Loma to Brisbane, taps the advantage of Morris. He kicks it to Charlie. He's got Country Roads beckoning with a bounce from 40 and a dribble from 20. And it's time for John Denver, number 2, on this Sunday at the Gabba. Walker on his right boot. High, long. Recall his name, Johnny, because he just keeps on walking, this fella. At 36 years of age, Tex with a long ranger. From beyond 50, hand pass from Rochelle to Taylor Walker, 30 out, hands it to Dawson, Dawson on return to the footy, Jordan Dawson kicks a goal for the Crows, and there is a big Texan bear hug waiting for the returning skipper. In a moment that's not lost on anyone.
11-9 for the year, Logan Morris. Hasn't troubled the scorers today. Let's go from 40. It's a nice looking drop punt. The goal umpire likes it, so does the Gabba crowd. The Lions pinch the lead back.
Leicester running hard from defence. Leicester marks on the wing, plays on with a hand pass to Will Ashcroft, runs to 60, chips to the lead, beyond the fingers of Morris, and beyond the pack, and McKenna's there to pick up in the pocket for Brisbane. Left foot snap from the Irishman, in his 50th game as a Lion, kicks his second goal. goal from the top angle.
Oh, man, what a goal.
Connor McKenna. Zach Bailey. Oh, that's a dagger from 40 metres out. What a great finish from last year's All-Australian.
Cam Rayner can really press Adelaide here from the arc of 50. It's a monster. The Gabba crowd go up as one as they get their 9th goal. And Cam Rayner with a beauty.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
Both teams 3 wins and 3 losses coming to this Anzac round, round 7 of the AFL in 2026, which you're hearing here on ABC Sport. My name is Quentin Hull. Day games at the Gabba, they're pretty good, and it's been not overly hot, but pretty humid day out there. Really lovely for football. There's a big crowd in, and the majority of them are happy because 1, they're seeing a contest, and 2, they're seeing a contest that the locals are starting to get on top of. That's the question in the second half. Can the Crows stem a bleed at the back end of that second quarter? Brisbane kicking the last 4 goals of the game after Adelaide did hit the front early in that second term. It's the Lions by 23 at 9-8-62 to 6-3-39. A flogging at Docklands earlier today. If you missed that score, St Kilda beat West Coast by 101 points. The game at Manuka Oval between Greater Western Sydney and North Melbourne is about to start. You can hear that as well. Just go to ABC Listen and look for the red and blue AFL button. Your thoughts welcome on the SMS 0437 774 774. Do you know a Marg from Camden, Jason? We have Jason Ackermanis and Matt Primus.
I think she came through, was it last week, the week before? Probably no, Marg. How you going, Marg, if you're out there?
Marg says, Jason Ackermanis, you've made my weekend. Always interesting and entertaining. Love all you bring. Go, J.A. Cheerio.
I was going to ask this question as well.
We had a text from Frank, who's probably listening to the game in Canberra at the moment with the Anzac Observers just being taken there. Where was the New Zealand anthem?
No, it wasn't here.
No, we didn't have it here. It was at the MCG yesterday for the Collingwood Essendon game.
And they did it with the Warriors game.
Yeah, they always, obviously that game was in New Zealand, and most of the NRL games have a New Zealand and Australian national anthem. Mind you, it's a competition which does have a New Zealand team.
Oh, yes, very true.
The AFL.
Not so much.
I did, though, go to Wellington for the first ever premiership game played for points. It's a good footy trivia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was St Kilda versus Sydney in Wellington.
Yes, I played on that ground, a pre-season game. Good ground, good size.
Well, the Lions then went and played there a couple of times after that.
Oh, did they?
But before we had the Suns playing Port in China for
Shanghai.
Yeah, people that'll be the most wrong sort of the most. What am I trying to say? If you had that trivia question, people say where would the first premiership points in the AFL played for beyond Australia?
Yes,
they'd go with China, Shanghai. But no, it was Wellington. It was Wellington.
Yep.
Now, by the way, Jace, as much as we always have. Well, it's like one fan text and one bag text.
The haters. What are they saying? This?
So what have you got one here? Ackerman, I love your call, but I don't like the personal sarcasm to players from Ray.
What? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, he probably thinks you're a bit too sarcastic at times.
Oh, sorry. I'll make sure.
No, it's okay, but that's okay. That's.
Well, you've got to actually think about some of my jokes. That's not that bad.
Righto, the Oz kickers are cleared, and that basically says to me, stop the gibber, get into the footy talk. Matt Primus and Jason Ackermanis, great minds of the game outside of the entertaining banter. So 23 points is the lead to Brisbane. This is a big half of footy for both teams coming up.
What do you think? What would you do any change? Would you put Rankin in the middle a bit more, Matty? What would you do with your rucks? Because at the moment they've sort of been beaten by a very fresh Fort, Darcy Fort.
Well, the problem is with Rankin, he kicked 2 goals, 1, and they've kicked 6-3 for the game. So you're getting that ball. But I'll probably see if their midfield can give them better supply, as I mentioned just before half-time. If they can give them more supply, then Rankin, Tex, Philthorpe, they can all score well enough, can't they? They just dried up in that second quarter, especially the second half of that second quarter. So Adelaide has certainly been very strong in their second halves this year. Normally they've started slow, which they didn't today in today's game. So yeah, look, it'd be midfield, hey, we've got to start giving our forwards lots more supply. And then if they can't, rightio, then you throw a ranking up around the ball and see if they want to follow him up through there and try and change it up a little bit there. But they'll go back to look up what they did in the first quarter really well. They won enough of the ball. They were really good off the turnover, stopped Brisbane intercepting the ball. Brisbane got their intercept game going in that second quarter. And on the flip side, I'm sure Fags will be saying what they would have focused on all week. Our defence, our pressure on the opposition, our hunting them, all those sorts of things have been outstanding, and that come to fruition in the second quarter. So repeat that again, and they're telling their forward half will do enough.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they go a bit more aggressive, Adelaide, through the corridor, because that has and can work. They've got that spare back. They do like that at times. Can they use that to their advantage and their run forward? Because what we're seeing from the Lions, which is we haven't talked about it outside of one little bit. We've got Froggy Lester, who's getting up the ground, running the 45s from defence and just being an important link in that chain when the midfield's sort of looking a bit tired. And he's been amazing. That said, they were a little rubbish for a bit there, the Lions, with their forward half, that synchronicity between them and some of their leading forwards. But they got it a bit better. They've had some good goals, kicked some from the boundary. What's going to happen this half? Can Cam Rayner light it up? We're going to see a little bit from the midfield. Will Ashcroft's got a little bit of a sore elbow, and a bit of is winded there, Lachie Neale. But outside of that, some of the tackling pressure has been the best I've ever seen Adelaide in, probably 2 years, I'd say. Not ever, but past 2 years.
Well, Rakin starting in the middle of the ground to start the third quarter. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with McCarthy. He's not in there, I think, as I can see. So whether he picks him up after the centre bounce or he stays and he's lining up on Rochelle now. So, yeah, they're really interesting to keep an eye on, but they need to find more ball winners. Apart from Berry, they haven't had enough of their midfielders have found the ball compared to Brisbane's mids.
Yeah, quite low. Well, it's going to be interesting, Q and Pricey. I know you're going to love it. You're going to call lots of goals, hopefully.
Zano on the boundary before the ball up.
Yeah, Josh Rochelle had some bandages applied to that thigh area just on the right side, so just watch on that. He also had some calf work earlier. I think he's struggling just a little bit. Hasn't been as impactful as I was expecting today.
Well, you lose your pace when that happens, Big Bowie. It's tough when you can't run. It's awful out there, so hopefully he's not too badly injured.
Only the 8 disposals for Josh Rochelle. He's, as Zano suggested, not as impactful as he has been. Young superstar of the game. 23 points the margin at half-time. The Lions lead it. We're back into the middle of the Gabba. Thrown up, McAndrew versus Draper. Draper tapped it down to himself. Went forward of the circles, kicks it inside 50. Charlie Cameron in the contest, nicely spoiled. Front and square was led. Handball there to Michael Annie, backwards to Miller off the outside of the boot. Keys overran it, picked up by Kadeem Coleman. Tries to measure a left foot kick towards Logan Morris. Coming out, Oscar Allen. He knocked the ball into the ground, picked up there by Cumming, gave the handball back to Miller, tackled into the ground by McKenna, but he bounced back up like a cat, kicks it towards half-back. Keys did well to spoil, gather, handball off there to McAndrew, but intercepted by Harris Andrews. Handball to Fletcher, to right half forward, to Will Ashcroft, measuring a kick inside 50 to Allen, but nicely cut off by Jordan Butts in the left-back pocket.
Had Connor McKenna in there by himself, goes to the one-on-one with the guy right, Seymour Butts right there.
Kicks it to a contest at half-back. Fletcher gets in front of McAndrew to mark for Brisbane in front of the tall Adelaide ruckman.
Yeah, Draper's pushed forward again on McAndrew, get it in there quick. He's all by himself.
Matt Primus, he's got ruckman eyes as he kicks it towards Draper in the pack. Well, Morris almost juggled a mark, couldn't take the grab. Miller picks up in the pocket for Adelaide, dumps them to half-back. Pedler tries to take a chest mark, dropped it, but he's got help there. Cumming picks up, hands to Pedler, and Adelaide is out. Pedler's kick to the wing in front of Walker, who's running hard and just got a touch on that before the boundary to ensure that there is no last disposal free kick. That was right in front of us, and Tex had to go to sixth gear to get to that touch, Pricey, and it's harder to get to sixth gear at 36 years of age.
Oh, just wait till he gets to my
Wasn't he puffing? Who's right in front of us?
The umpire was confused too with his spindly arms. That's a better throw-in.
The throw-in. McAndrew did well to battle his way in front of Draper. Double-handed, it was pinched by Reville. Tumbles a kick towards half-forward. Once again, Miller is there. Did well. Handball back to Laird, who sold a beautiful dummy to Oscar Allen. Got around him and then delivered it beyond centre wing, looking for Thilthorpe. Fletcher got in front. Good contest. Draper with the hands. Dribbler to McCluggage. Back to Harris Andrews. His kick towards the corridor. Spoiled from Coleman. Back towards Andrews. Back to Will Ashcroft. And back to Andrews by hand. Back to Ashcroft. They're not waxing. That was intense defensive pressure from Adelaide. It came off the leg of McCluggage
that is a free.
On centre wing, or did it come off the leg of Jordan Dawson? They're both claiming it, and fair income at 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I reckon they'd throw it in if they're fair income, to be honest. I don't know which leg it came off. Acker, what do you reckon?
That absolutely came off Dawson's and Lasso, and now he has finally worked it out, because both those umpires had no idea.
The Ark's intervened there.
So it should.
Yep. So McCluggage will get the free kick for Brisbane on the wing. Just sets it up to half forward. Keys back with the flight. No, it wasn't Keys. It was coming. Good grab.
It's 4 or 5 inside 50s early. They've just been terrible by Brisbane.
So coming from defensive 50. High ball towards half forward for Adelaide. Lester taps it away from Walker. Roved by Andrews of Brisbane. Hands to Fletcher. Tackled by Pedler. That's holding the ball. And the umpire agrees.
Good tackle.
Pedler hand passes to Dawson, who's 60 from goal. Kicks it wide. He's got a man on. It's Cook who takes the grab, 45 out.
Great vision.
Great vision.
So Braden Cook.
It's a helicopter too, which really helped.
Has the chance to try and, albeit other side of half time, but stem that run of scores where Brisbane has kicked the last 4 goals in the game. And to start this third quarter, 23 in arrears against the two-time premiers on their deck, you've got to start well. Big kick coming up for Braden Cook. Man on the mark, 45 metres out. Cook on the approach. Hits it on his right from 51. Journey not a problem at all. He has walloped that through the middle. Great kick.
60 metres that way.
Brisbane 9-8-62. Adelaide 7-3-45. It's the Lions by 17 points early third term. The game in Canberra is underway. Game 3, final game of this Sunday and the round 7 Anzac fixtures. Greater Western Sydney hosting North Melbourne. Kangas lead early there, 1-1-7 to 1 straight. You can hear it on ABC Listen. Jason Ackermanis and Matt Primus.
Yeah, I probably didn't give Adelaide's backs enough credit. I just thought Brisbane didn't ask enough questions with. They had 5 inside 50s in a row, but they just tried to do dinky little kicks, and instead of attacking the goal square and putting them under pressure, and Adelaide's back stood up really well the first 3 or 4 minutes, then a good counter-attack, beautiful kick inside 50 and an outstanding finish. So well done to Adelaide the first 5 or 6 minutes of this quarter.
Don't you hate that as a coach too? Do all that work,
and get nothing out of it.
They get one and it's a goal.
Oh, Braden Cook, what an absolute monster kick. We're back into the middle, off hands. The Crows attacking again. Berry, physical. Promoted the ball forward. It was cut off there by Bruce Reville. He was tackled immediately, stuck under Edwards as he put his head over the ball as well. It dribbles out towards centre wing on this Vulture Street side. The umpire will ball it up. Throws it up very quickly. Draper from the rear position. Oh, Rankin straight through the traffic. Handball Keys. Handball Pedler onto the left foot. Pedler puts it into the pocket and taken there by Toby Murray. The younger of the Murrays. Only his second game of footy. And he's
kick a goal in league football as well.
Exactly. He's 40 metres out, but his right leg is right on the boundary.
So the problem with left footers like Pedler and Dawson, not real great on the right. That said, that is an interesting kick. It's like a 45-degree angled kick away from the goals to get that kick to him.
The mid-season rookie from 2024 made his debut in round 1 against Collingwood at the G. Only his second game. Launches from the boundary line across the face. It hits the behind post on the full. In fact, it is out of bounds on the full. A free kick. It'll go to Ryan Lester of the Lions in their right back pocket. And it is 17 points the margin the Lions lead.
There's just a hint of setting sun casting itself high under the eastern stand. Those fans are looking west and they're just a little bit blinded by it at the moment. The rest of the Gabba in shade. It's a picture though. Gorgeous scene for Sunday footy here. Rayner receives a short kick in now from the pocket. He kicks long to a contest. Michael Annie comes across the front to spoil. Laird Rose, but his hand pass pinched by Reville. Hands it through Will Ashcroft to Dunkley. Hands it to the wing for Allen. They're running in waves. Allen's hand pass though not as good as the Pierce. It's a 50-50. Rankin's on the deck trying to tap it to a teammate. Will Ashcroft got in the way. He lost it tackled. And eventually Dunkley is there to lock it up in a tackle with Laird.
They've got to be careful of Rankin here. They've left him free the last 2 stoppages and he nearly made him pay the last time with a shot on goal.
He's nowhere to be seen, McCarthy.
Ball tossed up. Clear possession to Lockie McAndrew. He's kicked though. Shins off his boot, spins away. McKenna taps it to half forward for Brisbane to Bailey. He's tackled and dumped by Laird apparently. Free kick to Zach Bailey.
Well, that's fair.
Man on the mark, 55 from goal.
He'll pass it off, but he's actually got the distance. Oh, Bruce has got it.
He chips it to Bruce. Bruce Reveal. Now, that, come on. Come on, Gabba. That's a weak... They got all this time for Bruce. They didn't even have a crack there.
That was ball.
Hardly knew it was Reveal. He kicks it to full forward. Morris got up really high. Couldn't mark. It's tapped through for a point. Gee, nice step ladder there on Nick Murray. Brisbane lead by 3 goals.
Oh, the Crows bring it back in very quickly. They went by hand. It ends up with Michael Annie. He strolls across the arc of 50 at right half back. Kicks it towards the wing. Ty Gallop, and he's given away the free kick. It'll go to Toby Murray. Just short of centre wing in front of the Lions bench. The crowd didn't like it, but he did infringe. It was flared to the left. Michael Annie spoiled. It rolls to the arc. McKenna, handball to Oscar Allen, centering ball. Charlie Cameron gathers, runs in from 30, 3 for Charlie. 10 goals to the Lions, 10-8, 68. To the Crows, 7-3-45, back to that halftime 23-point margin after we've played 8 minutes of the third quarter. Sing along, Acker.
The estate of John Denver, I hope Charlie's got a share in it because he's creating lots of royalties.
Oh, most people that don't know how good this song were, if he didn't bring it back, he had Baby Shark, which was horrible.
Yeah, that's right.
He stepped it up to Charlie's defence. But that's such a poor turnover. A bit unlucky there. The Lions got a bit of a chop of the arms. That one could have been as well. But it's too easy when you turn it over at half back. Every coach hates it.
Absolutely. Well, they've had 2 sing-alongs already, and they're into Sunday Malays. They're not really singing along here, are they?
Well, they are. A little bit
now they're having a bit of a crack. Back in the middle, Lions by 4 goals. Get the clearance as well. Rush ball to half forward. Bailey grabs it, hands it to Neil. 60 from goal, slots it to Morris. And Morris marks on the lead, 40 metres out.
Oh, Butts. He was right there too, but
great set of hands, wasn't it?
Yeah, good sequence. Jeez, Bailey, those first few steps, he was there with his opponent. They kicked forward, and then he just got that quick hands to Lockie Neal. A nice little, just a nice, what would you call, weighted kick there, and Logan Morris got a jump. He's got a huge engine, Logan.
You sort of think of, this guy, Josh Tracy, Brody Mychek. We're getting the new look at what leading marking forwards are, the body shape. It's sort of a little bit of an evolution, isn't it? Logan Morris, 45 out, beautiful right foot finish. And there's 2 in a row to Brisbane. And that's the second for Logan Morris and a game high 30-point lead for Brisbane early in the third quarter. 10 minutes played, third term. Lions 11-8, 74. Yes. Is that right?
29 points.
29 points.
11-8, 74 to 7-3. 45. Zane Bojack on the boundary.
And all those forwards you said were absolute stars, Cuba. Can any of them do handstands in front of a full crowd at the Gabba?
Are you soliciting favours from, our co-commentator here?
Well, let me tell you, that comes back, and it will come back at some stage, hopefully in this era, before I get too old. But, Matty, the centre square is where they're getting monstered at the moment, Adelaide.
Yeah, when Brisbane win them, they're clear and they're going inside 50 very easily, aren't they?
There's another one. Getting it forward.
So, here we go again. The Lions out of the middle. Bruce Reveal kicks it towards half forward. Crowd wanted an illegal contact against the Crows. It didn't happen. Kicked out to centre wing. Ben Keys juggles what he might have taken. It was hijacked there by Kadeem Coleman, who retreated beyond centre wing in the defensive side to link McCarthy, who's still standing with Josh Rochelle. He kicks it beyond the centre wing now. Cam Rayner spoiled nicely there by Edwards at ground level. Rayner flicked it out, but Edwards pinched the ball back off him. Tackled by Lockie Neal. He kicked it. Dragged in with 1 mitt. Ty Gallop, aggressive kick towards the middle. Darcy Fort made it look good. Took a mark against Taylor. It was a juggling effort. He's still behind the centre circles in the corridor. He kicks it towards right half back to find Harris Andrews. Thilthorpe standing the mark.
This game is just starting to slip from Adelaide's control, both on the scoreboard and in general play. Leicester receives at right half back. Had time to have a fumble pick up and chip a short pass to Will Ashcroft. And when Brisbane's doing this, you're in strife. They're just holding onto the ball at half back. with no rush whatsoever. Andrews receives, chips to Neil. Centre half back, kicks laterally to left half back. Bounces in front of Coleman, not a crow within 20 metres of him. Keys somewhat walks towards him to provide at least some opposition presence. And Coleman chips short to Levi Ashcroft. Kicks it around the wing to McCarthy. This is sirens going off in Nixie's box here.
Yeah, tempo footy, and they're just doing it too easily.
Now McCarthy with a long kick towards the tack. Morris flies, got a hand, couldn't take the mark. Rode by Neil, 50 from goal. Hand passes to Bailey, snap from 25. Another Brisbane goal. And the Premiers are starting to prowl here on this Sunday afternoon. 35 points the lead now. So after Adelaide kicked the first goal of the quarter, Brisbane has kicked 3 since. It's Brisbane 12-8-80 to Adelaide 7-3-45. And DJ Otzi gets its second or third run for the afternoon. Second run of the afternoon for Hey Baby Bailey.
A couple of forward handballs there too, knocking it on. Just a bit of momentum.
And Lockie Neal, he did that short kick and then got that crumb from that long down the line, then his hands off that. What a luxury. He starts on the bench, and what's he up to now? 21 possessions already. So, yeah, their midfielders are just on top. They're winning the contested. That's now out to about plus 28 now, contested ball.
Take the cash or stay in Brisbane. What do you do if you're Zach Bailey?
How old is Zach Bailey?
He is only 26.
I'm sure.
I'd win a couple more flags and go.
Yeah. You go there when you're 30.
Game high, 35 points the margin. Brisbane, Darcy fought, grabbed it out of the ruck, tumbled it inside 50, gathered on the bounce by Logan Morris. Handball Tunstall, handball Bailey, handball over the top to Kai Lohman, gathered, tackled nicely. He let loose the handball though. Will Ashcroft outside of the right shoe. Great handball, Kai Lohman. Game high, 41 points the margin. The Lions running on top of the grass here at the Gabba. 13-8-86 to 7-3-45. 14 gone of the third term. ABC Sport on a beautiful Sunday evening.
There it is again. What about the handballs? 4-2 advantage. The players are ready for it. It's so hard to stop the momentum when you have this. That is just too slick, too good, too fast. They're getting killed out of the middle, Adelaide. Not sure there's much they can do, Matty.
The thing about these songs, they've got another female vocalist who's no longer with us. Margaret Ehrlich from New Zealand sings the female vocal with Daryl Braithwaite in this song, and she's just like Dolores O'Riordan, just like the...
Geez, you're putting a damper on
Sinead O'Connor.
That's really negative.
Well, the footy's starting to get away from being point of debate because Brisbane's 41 in front, Matt. Adelaide need to do something here, and it's a free kick. It's a big Finbar in the set. And he gets a 50 metre. Just when we were saying
they need something.
They needed something. What happens?
The men in green.
A 50 metre penalty.
He went over the line. Yeah, went over the line. Simple one for the umpire.
That's just so soft. Such a big penalty.
It is, isn't
for standing on the mark. You get punched in the back of the head. No, that's fine.
They've had 7 rounds to get used to it, Acker.
You think that, right? But he's a ruckman. I just want to say that, put that on the record.
So, man on the mark's 30 metres out, and Finbar Maley must kick this goal. Must kick the goal. Straight in front, 40 out. His goal kicking's been an issue, and it's an issue there as well. That set shot floated right, and it's a point, and Brisbane lead by 40 at 86 to 46.
Well, the Lions bring it back in very quickly. Goes to left half back. Ty Gallop, hasn't he adjusted beautifully to playing in defence after playing in his 6th game for a grand final in the forward line? He kicks it beyond centre wing, off the hands. Rayner gathers. He's tackled nicely. Nice tackle there by Hugh Bond, who's acquitted himself quite well today for the Crows. They need to rustle up something here, Adelaide. Draper slapped it forward. Superb ruck work. And it was taken by Rayner, kicks it inside 50. Off hands Tunstall. Tunstall outside of the boot looking for Lohman. Got rid of his opponent, Mark. He played on. Good bit of tackling from Worrell. Now, Lohman took the mark just on the edge of the centre square. It was Isaac Cumming and Worrell who combined. Just snuck up behind him.
He saw those goals open up. The goal face there.
The eyes were like dinner plates.
Well, he thought he had more time, I reckon, Kai. He wouldn't have played on.
Just stop and take the set shot. He was Lairising a bit there, Kai, and should have just got the job done. Dawson kicks from the pocket to half-back and Rochelle marks. Fair comment or not?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Coach. Matt Primus with the strong affirmative as Rochelle kicks to the wing. Taylor marks. Hand passes to Edwards. He kicks it around the boundary line over the head of Berry and out of play. Last disposal free kick coming up for Brisbane.
And they are smelling blood. They're trying to play on quicker than normal, Brisbane. They realise they're a chance here to really put the sword into the Crows.
Neil with an inbound short pass to Will Ashcroft.
He doesn't want to go backwards.
No,
he wants to go forward.
He wants to go forward.
Now kicks to the wing on the head of Dunkley. One-hand control, couldn't complete the mark under pressure from Worrell. Out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Quentin Hull and Michael Price calling. Jason Ackermanis and Matt Primus, your experts. Zane Bojack on the boundary. You're listening to Sunday Footy on ABC Sport. Brisbane led by 4 points at quarter time, 23 points at half time, and now it's the reigning premier. 40 points in front at the 18-minute mark of the third term.
Throw in, Vulture Street wing. Nicely taken by Bailey. Flicked a handball back to Levi Ashcroft to brother Will. Fletcher, back to Levi, confronted by Berry. Yeah, there was a triple father and son effort. He put it back into the corridor to Bailey. Bailey onto the centre circles to Ty Gallop, who runs away from Tex. Took the mark, kicked it to the left into the path of Kadeem Coleman. It's a valiant chase by Tex Walker up to half forward. Coleman inside 50. Lohman got rid of his opponent, but then he tackled his opponent into the ground. The Adelaide player stuck underneath the ball, has to give it back.
Cruel game with a ball that bounces like that. Just didn't bounce up for Kitty. He was out.
It was Hugh Bond stuck underneath that tackle. Slapped down there by McAndrew. Picked up by Rochelle. His handball in front of Peatling versus Bailey. Bailey got rid of Peatling a little too easily. Hooked it back around to the top of the square. Jordan Dawson cleaned up. Under enormous pressure, took a mark at the top of the goal square for Adelaide.
By the way, Thilthorpe 4 possessions, Walker 2 possessions so far. Those keys have been flogged by Andrews and Gallop in defence for Brisbane so far today. Pedler's got the ball on the wing, plays on quickly. Edwards spent the ball before he got it. He dropped the mark. Lucky he didn't go out of play. Picks up, under pressure from Leicester, gets the tackle to full forward. Having just mentioned them, can Walker get to near that? No. Coleman punches the pack, roved by Neal. Brisbane's ball at D50. He hands it off to Fort. Rush clearing kick towards the wing on the head of Butts. He had it punched away by Dunkley, but Adelaide at the rove. Dawson from left half back kicks across the half back line. Marked by Laird in the corridor. Hand passes to Cook, who has a bounce, gets it back. His short pass set a task there of coming. Peatling. Now he hands it back to Edwards, 60 out, centre half forward. Kick is very wide. I knew they'd get a touch. Thilthorpe's there in the pocket. He goes in, he goes out, he has a shot, and he misses near side. I thought I'd bring him into the game by mentioning how little they've had the ball. Thilthorpe keeps a point, Brisbane by 39.
He hasn't had great service, can I say, though, Q?
No.
Horrible. No, the Lions, well, whatever criticism they got during the week has certainly worked in their defensive efforts today. Now it's Lockie Neal in defensive 50. Calls for a lead. He's got Ford on the outer side. Did the great body work up against Maley. Got rid of him. Took the mark. Played on, kicked it into the path there of Allen, nicely spoiled by Murray, Nick Murray that is, over the boundary line in front of the Lions bench. We will get a throw in. So after they led by 23 points at half-time, the Lions here with a 39-point margin. They've broken this game open in the third term. Throw in, slapped down by Fort, into the hands there of Connor McKenna, just quickly whacks it onto the right foot. Oh, Draper! Just a little bit too big for Jordan Dawson. Got the front position, very difficult to move. Takes the mark, 25 out, slight angle to the left.
Just protected the space, bigger man, just held him out. Got actually chest mark in the end.
Not sure why that matchup's happening.
Yeah, he's gone into defence to get a bit more run
now,
and carry.
You're going to hate this, Acker. He's 25 metres out. As I said, slight angle to the left. He's facing the middle of the ground to hook it around with the right shoe. He does so. He strikes it nicely, though.
Want to kick that.
He's got away with that one. That's his first goal.
Oh, he goes to the crowd.
And 45 points the margin yet again. Or 40... Let's say, 45 points a
45.
Margin. That's what it is. 14-8-92 to 7-5-47. 21 and a half gone. Third quarter, ABC Sport, Jason Ackermanis and Matthew Primus. Quentin Hull.
At Manuka Oval, getting close to quarter time. North Melbourne's made a good start there against the Giants. Kangas 4-3-27. GWS 2214. Call available on ABC Listen.
Well, there's Crows are just passengers up the ground at times. That was just a big Connor's kick. It was kind of a half a torpedo. That said, great mark there from the big fella holding it out. Is Dawson going to stay down there, or is he going to get him up in the midfield, get him a good blowout?
He's come off now, so
he's come off.
To see where he comes back on.
45 points the lead to Brisbane. Centre stoppage, Peatling wins it out the back for Adelaide. Hand pass to Michael. Hand pass to Laird at half back. He hands pass it all the way back to D50 for Miller. So that's a centre clearance that they had to go to centre half back to get clear, Matt. And then the long kick to half forward, McCarthy outmarks Rochelle.
Yeah, every possession had something coming at you. Frontal pressure, tackle pressure, just a hand in.
McCarthy kicks it to his great mate Neil. Neil from centre half back kicks wide to Wilmot, uncontested. Wilmot kicks to the wing, and the hair of Levi Ashcroft is flowing as he has a bounce on the members' wing. Kicks to half forward, and Bailey takes and mark in between two Crows. This is starting to get ugly for Adelaide.
Oh, that was a nice kick. Had to be well weighted, I should say. There's too many W's. He's got it within range. He kicked a cracker over there down the other end by a much harder angle.
To reiterate, 26 years of age, game 1-7-2. You think, what, sign for another 3 years and go from there?
Well, plus property's going crazy here too compared to Adelaide. Adelaide's going well, but you're making more money on property.
Yeah.
Great point.
His future's certainly a big topic of discussion. Number 3-3 has 3 on this Sunday at the Gabba. That's a beautiful kick from 50. What a great kick. People forget, though, he's really a Northern Territorian who just went down and finished school in Adelaide and played for Norwood. But he does have links there. Boy, that's 51 points now. Zano on the boundary. Lions are starting to flog him.
They are indeed. Jordan Dawson's a very frustrated individual. The skipper came off and he absolutely gave his bench a bacon, including Nick Murray. He really had a concerted chat with Nick, who I don't think really appreciated some of the comments, but hopefully they were constructive. He's back out there now, the skipper, but he does not like what's going on out there at the moment.
Being beaten everywhere, in every facet of the game.
Here we go. Simon from the York Peninsula on the text says, enjoying the call and the number one expert commentary team. Do Adelaide have bigger fish to fry next week, keeping their powder dry?
Oh, for that.
Waiting for the
another
showdown.
touch-up coming.
Waiting for the showdown.
Well, get your priorities straight. That's what they always say. Draper in the middle, slapped it down. Berry for the Crows. His handball cut off there by Dunkley, but then Rankin got back involved with the play, turned the ball over, gathered, tackled by McCarthy, holding the agate. That is a brutal tackle from Link McCarthy, who lets him know about it. Then goes to the left, finds Neil. Neil just forward to centre wing to Gallup. Gallup now gives it over there, back to Neil. Oh, this is getting training drill style to Tunstall. Back inside 50, McLuggage, well on the arc of 50. Hugh McLuggage.
It's starting to look a bit like what Collingwood did in the second half to Essendon yesterday.
Well, not only are they smashing them in the contest and hunting them, then when they win it, they're just running forward, and Adelaide just aren't going the work rate the other way, and that's why they're getting these easy shots on goal. 46 really dropped their bundle.
45 inside 50s to 29.
Big number.
This would be for 7 goals in a row.
Oh, Hugh McLuggage will let go from right on 50. He struck it beautifully. That is a kick. That is another great finish. 2 for McLuggage. And the Lions bring up the ton. 16-8, 104 to 7-5, 47. 57 points the margin. We're nearly 10 goals in front here at the Gabba for the Lions. So the crowd gets another sing-along.
We talked about him before the game, didn't we?
We did. He probably needs to try and generate a spare here, Nixie. Just try and kill the game and slow it down. Don't worry about scoring. They need to stop Brisbane scoring just for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe put the skipper behind the ball or do something. They can own it and try and get some territory, because this game's probably done now without being
still a quarter to go.
Yeah, but 57 points. They need to do something to try and slow it down, because just throwing different guys in the middle of the ground's not getting it done. They just got to own the ball, try and hold on to it, and dry up Brisbane scoring.
Well, the spare can't be deep. It's got to be up, cutting it off up the ground.
They can't have a spare. This will be a free against here, a warning. They've got 7 back, so they've messed up here. Only 5 forwards, the Crows.
Yes.
Yeah, and Worrell's sort of saying, what have I got to do? He's got to run to the wing.
So it looks like they're trying to get a 7.
Yeah.
They just
and now
unfortunately remember
Cook was on the wing, had to run inside defensive 50, so they get the warning. after stuffing that up and eventually getting it right. Back into the middle, things starting to fall apart for Adelaide. McAndrew, oh no, he got clean possession. Free kick goes to Adelaide anyway. Hand passes to Peatling. High kick inside 50 for the Crows. 2-on-2 contest. Knuckled away from Maley by Andrews. Rove by McCarthy. Kicks Brisbane from defensive 50 to the wing. It's a last disposal against McCarthy. Oh no, Loman got there in time and showed enough intent to fumble it without intent.
Well, they'll be happy with Link. He's added some game. Lasso, lack of lasso.
Everyone knows what I'm saying when I say you have intent without intent. The shallow throw in. Draper, he palmed it into the nose of McCluggage.
The Crows have put their skipper behind the ball, which has given Kitty Coleman free down the other end, so Brisbane will be really happy with that.
There's 2 minutes left in the quarter, which is fair enough, but they've got to start the score and be a lot better with their forward thrusts.
Game high, 57 points the margin. The Lions lead in the shadows of Sunday afternoon. Draper to Neil by hand. Oh, then it's flicked back from Fletcher back to Neil into the corridor to Will Ashcroft. They are waxing a little, but under pressure out of that contest. It's with Tunstall, the inclusion today at left half back. He retreats to the arc to find Kadeem Coleman. He's got a leader in the middle. It's Ashcroft again, just racking up the disposals. Number 24 coming for him.
Yeah, there's a bit of fattening in the stats here. Pricey
kicks it to Link McCarthy, shorter centre wing, and then he goes even further out onto centre wing to find Jasper Fletcher. The Crows have set up again nicely in front, but the Lions, they're just being, well, I think you put it, they're hogging the ball in the old schoolyard style, just retaining it as much as possible. Neil back to Kadeem Coleman, then back to Link McCarthy. Stat padding.
They're doing it so easy at the moment, the Lions, but that's a poor kick from McCarthy. Turned over with the ball to the middle of the ground where Bond gets in the way. And Hugh Bond takes the mark for Adelaide. What's he got? Very short option. Kicks it to Rankin at the edge of the centre square. They give him a bake. I wonder whether he's got a question coming from the MRO for his little nudge on Neil earlier in the game, where Neil was down on his haunches for a while and went off. Seemed off the ball and he was very sore for a while, Lockie Neil, as the Crows swing it towards the broadcast wing. Chip mark. Worrell's got it. Chips it over the man on the mark to Taylor. Taylor's still 2 kicks from goal, just forward of the wing. Long entry for Adelaide. Young Murray's underneath it. He takes the mark. Toby in front. Good clunk. 30 out in the left forward pocket. Wants to play on. He doesn't want the shot for goal, so he put it on the head of Taylor in the square. Spoiled away by Gallop. He roves it and wins the ball. Jason, what is it with modern footballers who do not want the responsibility of kicking for goal? Mind you, Dunkley's kicked the ball out of bounds.
Lucky. Oh, no, on the full too. No, that was Neil, I think, kicked that out of bounds. But you've got to steel yourself. You've got to go back. That's your opportunity to kick the goal. I know that there was a man on, but even his kick to him was rubbish. No wonder he doesn't back himself in to kick a goal from there.
So Cook's going to try and kick the goal. Left forward pocket. Right foot check side for him. Oh, that's pretty handy effort. Just misses. Across the face. And it's a rare score for Adelaide in this dominant third quarter from the Premiers. Brisbane by 56 points at 6-8-60, 104 to 7-6-48.
There's a banana that turned into a chanana.
You love that. I was waiting.
The Lions kicked it to left half back to Fletcher. Fletcher forward there to Hugh McCluggage, and the Gabba crowd will rise. They certainly do at three-quarter time. After leading by 4 points at quarter time, they extended that lead to 23 points at half time. At three-quarter time, it's the Brisbane Lions by 56 points. They kicked, what did they get? Seven goals straight in the third term to the Crows' 1-3. 7
straight to 1-3 in that quarter. So let's make sure the audit on the scoring is done. 3 for Charlie Cameron. 3 for Zach Bailey.
Check.
2 for Connor McKenna. 2 for Hugh McCluggage. And 2 for Logan Morris.
Check.
One extra fence post in my scrapbook there for Logan. So 2s for McCluggage, Morris and McKenna. And then the singles. Draper, Allen, Ashcroft W, Rayner. Correct way. Adelaide's 7.
It's like you two.
2 for Rankin, Phil Thorpe, Pedler, Dawson, Walker, Cook, the others. And that scoring progression again. 4 points to Brisbane at quarter time, 23 to Brisbane at half time. And the Crows kicked the first goal of the third quarter to get within 17 points, but Brisbane has kicked the next 7 goals in the contest and has raced to a match-winning 56-point lead at three-quarter time. Earlier today, 101 was the margin at Docklands. St Kilda 22-11, 143. West Coast 5-12, 42. 5 goals for Jack Higgins for the Saints. Second term at Monaca's underway between Greater Western Sydney and North Melbourne. Kangas lead that early on, 4-3-27 to 3-2-20. You can hear a call of that on ABC Listen. If you are with us, though, around local radio in South Australia and Broken Hill, once we wrap up here, we will take you to the back end of that game in Canberra. So plenty more footy to come your way. In the National Rugby League earlier today, Penrith defeated Newcastle by 44 points to 12. And...
That's a whooping, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a pretty good win. Yeah. Manly Warringah is on the brink of 4 straight wins under interim coach Kieran Foran.
Super coach.
Early stages, second half.
Wrong league.
Manly is at 13 to
6.
Manly 13, Parramatta 6. In the A-League, the Adelaide United game is still a little bit away, about 10 minutes away. It finished 2-2, by the way, between Sydney FC and Auckland. A draw between Sydney FC and Auckland. Melbourne City hosting Adelaide in the A-League men imminently. You can get in touch on 0437 774 774. Three-quarter time Sunday footy on ABC Sport at the Gabba, and it's Brisbane leading by 56 points.
Look at me. Anne Edmonds, Kitty Flanagan, Magda Zabansky, and so many more.
Good morning, everyone.
No one cares.
In comedy gems like Fisk, Kath and Kim, and Bad Company.
This fun? No, thank you.
Comedy that leaves an impression. ABC iView.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Flared to the left, Michael Annie spoiled, it rolls to the arc. McKenna, handball to Oscar Allen, centering ball, Charlie Cameron gathers, runs in from 30, 3 for Charlie.
Now McCarthy with a long kick towards attack. Morris flies, got a hand, couldn't take the mark. Rode by Neil, 50 from goal. Hand passes to Bailey, snap from 25, another Brisbane goal. And the Premiers are starting to prowl here on this Sunday afternoon.
Kai Lohmann gathered, tackled nicely. He let loose the handball though. Will Ashcroft outside of the right shoe. Great handball, Kai Lohmann. Hugh McCluggage will let go from right on 50. He struck it beautifully. That is a kick. That is another great finish. 2 for McCluggage. And the Lions bring up the ton.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
It was billed as one of the bigger games of Anzac Round, this round 7 fixture between Brisbane and Adelaide at the Gabba. Welcome back to Sunday Footy on ABC Sport. Quentin Hull, my name, and Brisbane in the driver's seat here. The Lions lead by 56 points at three-quarter time. I'm calling with Michael Price. Your experts are Matthew Primus and Jason Ackermanis. Zane Bojak's down on the boundary among the throng. Your thoughts continue to be welcome on 0437 774 774. Pretty simple question, Matt. How did Brisbane get it on their terms in the third quarter to establish a match-winning lead?
Well, they just continued where they took off in the second quarter. They were dominating the hardball stuff, the clearances and contested balls, plus 18 and plus 6 at halftime. It ended up being plus 30 and plus 15 in contested ball and clearances, and then their forwards just got on top. And as you guys mentioned, the last 7, they've kicked their last 14 shots. They've kicked 12 goals 2.
Ooh.
So they've, the first quarter they were 4 goals 4. I think the 3 goals 1 or whatever it was. But their accuracy through their dominance of midfield ball, they've intercepted the ball. They've won clearances. They've won loose ball, hard ball gets, and just given them a look, which has given them a 45 to 31 inside 50 differential, and then they're kicked accurately. So they're going completely on their terms in all facets, which has allowed their backline to play what they have. And it'll be interesting to see what Adelaide do here, whether they just continue going 6-6-6 or try and generate a spare and get some run and see if they can generate a score there or some territory out of that. But they just got blown away. And as we mentioned pre-game, we're wondering if Brisbane are going to flick the switch and get back to their pressure, and they've certainly shown that for the whole 3 quarters. And I'm sure that would have been Chris Fagan's message at 3 quarters on.
And just onto our texter, did you ever, as a footy player for Port, sort of think we've got a showdown next week? Did that ever enter your mind?
No.
Am I searching for an excuse here?
No.
Probably.
No,
I mean, Simon from York Peninsula texted us about it. The Crows are sort of saving their powder for the show. But yeah, I just thought I'd ask. I mean, you'd been through that.
Yeah, no, they'd be the poor players will be sitting back at home hoping they go harder here and get a few knocks out of it. But no, not at all.
Well, it'll be a bit of pressure on them. And Port, of course, with that upset win over Geelong last night, they'll be feeling good about themselves. We've still got a quarter of footy here. Brisbane might go big. 56 points is the lead to the Lions.
McAndrew versus Draper. Draper slapped it forward into the path of Rankin. He's tackled off it by Bailey. Then Bailey goes back, taps it to Ashcroft. Then to Cam Rayner getting involved. Launches one from 60. Lerman got away. Hasn't troubled the scorers today, Kai Lohman.
He should have last quarter.
This time he stops. He took the mark. Adjacent to the goalpost. He's facing back inboard. He's only 15 metres out. Wants to hook it around the corner. Does so, scores the goal. And lets the crowd know about it as well. They love the showman in Kai Lohman. 17 goals, 8-1-10 to 7-6, 48. It's now a 62-point margin. Early doors, final term.
70s music.
If this gets really out of order here, Anne-Marie from Dandenong did text, if you commentators kick a goal, what would be your song? And I've been saving that for if this gets really, really non-contestical.
Non-contestical. Testicle in that word is looking.
That's a made-up word which went wrong. It's been a long weekend.
They are getting smashed out of the middle, Matty, but their pressure is amazing. It's good to see him get on the scoreboard. Bit of daddy cool. Do you remember you even have this on your playlist?
Absolutely, mate, yeah.
Boney M.
Boney M, yeah. Got some good songs, Boney M, and some afros.
62 points the lead. Centre stoppage clearance, Brisbane. Neil hand passes inside 50, but Miller chops it off. Whacks Adelaide back to the middle of the ground, but only on the head of Coleman. And Kadeem Coleman takes the mark for Brisbane. As easy as you like, he lays a short little 15-metre pass to Will Ashcroft in the bullseye. He does same, which probably wasn't 15, but the ump pays the mark to Dunkley anyway. Dunkley kicks it wide to the wing. It's on the head of Gallup, who takes the mark with Nick Murray behind him. Ty Gallup, boy, hasn't he looked at home down back? Long kick into attack. Rayner from a long way back got a piece good and take the mark. Comes out front of the pack. Levi Ashcroft hands to Cameron, hands to Dunkley, hands it out to McKenna. Dummies right, shoots left. Connor across the face for a point.
Right on contact there.
Yeah.
Umpire. They
close to a free kick that one.
Yeah, there was a line on the line in Morris who got front on contact from Butts. It's a point. 111 plays 48-63 the lead to the locals.
The Crows skipper in Dawson plays on, delivers a dart. That's a magnificent kick to find Laird. Handball forward to Thilthorpe, shorter centre wing out of side, delivers it in the Murray direction, and a nice spoil floating across. Ty Gallup yet again, belts it over the boundary line. It'll be a throw in, 55 out from the Crows' goal.
Cheers, he had the double arms up there, Ty Gallup. He has.
They've done that all night. When someone's done a great spoil, the whole team have tried to put there must be a little connection piece for them when someone does a good act in the air.
Throw in across half forward for the Crows, slapped down by Draper. Rankin at the back of the stoppage, went right then left, inside 50. Gallup. He's killing Murray now. He's absolutely killing him in the 101s. He took the beautiful defensive mark in the right back pocket.
Well, I spoke to Dale Morris pre-game. You know, we're looking at potentially an Alistair Lynch, Justin Lepich style key position swingman here. Of course, Lynchy doesn't like to remember that he used to play at full-back for Fitzroy because he got too much of the footy back then. Gallup comes through and takes it over the boundary line, and we'll see a throw in. Lepper was a very, very good forward in his early days, wasn't he?
Was a big red.
Yeah, Zano on the boundary.
Yeah, Tex Walker's been on the bench for more than 13 minutes now, guys. I just wonder whether or not they put him to sleep in the veteran ahead of next week's showdown. By the way, my song would be Sing Hallelujah by Dr. Alban. I'm never scoring a goal in the AFL.
Sing Hallelujah. Oh, that's a good song.
Not bad.
Imagine you'd have danced to that, Zano.
Throw in across half forward. Rankin scooped it up. It was cut off by McCarthy. Handball missed the target in Dunkley. Then into Berry for the Crows. Went around couple. Handball to Rankin. Tackled immediately by Lockneil. Rankin did well. Deflect a handball back out to Berry, who's trying hard. Now it ends up with Laird. Laird under enormous pressure. 2 metre kick to Thilthorpe. He launched a monster, but it's floating towards the goal square. Off hands, rowed by Rochelle, tackled off the ball. Oh, well done, Pedler.
Great finish.
How did he do that? He grabbed it in one motion, spun around in the tackle, got it onto his left shoe inside the goal square and scores a goal for the Crows.
He's cramping too badly in that right hammy.
17-9, 111 to 8-6-54. 5 minutes down for fourth quarter. And the margin's back down to 57 points. Jason Ackermanis, Matthew Primus.
I think they thought it was touched, the Lions players there. They all went up. You don't usually do that if you don't think you did. There must be a score review, surely. But no one seems to be too concerned. That said, finally, for Adelaide, it's a reward for effort.
Couple of goals for Pedler.
Here's a review.
Oh. What happened there?
That looked like... so that's Levi Ashcroft.
I don't think he kicked it.
Yeah, off his foot here. Oh, no, come off the back of his... Oh, there he gets his foot.
He sort of hit it onto his foot. Anyway, we're back in the middle.
It's a goal. Restart in the middle. Ball rumbles to the edge of the centre square and Brisbane first telling hand. Levi Ashcroft hands to Rayner, hands it on to Bailey, runs around Worrell, chips to Will Ashcroft, marks 35 from goal, straight in front. And Zach Bailey could have gone for glory there, but he thought he'd share a little bit with the two-time Norm Smith medalist.
Tell you what, those Ashcroft boys, if you're a female, you'd be happy with the bounce that they get at the top of their hair. That is outrageously good. I mean, look at it. That's got to be 3 or 4 inches, Q.
Yeah, I'm not... Well, I have had hair once.
You're asking Q that.
It's a long time
ago. That's a bad question.
Will Ashcroft's... Oh, he's missed it to the right, Will Ashcroft. I'm making up really weird words, and Will Ashcroft's kicking points from 30 out directly in front. It's getting a bit loose here, Pricey. Brisbane by 58.
Well, speaking of hair, it's a bit rinse and repeat for the Adelaide Crows at the moment. Michael Annie gathered. His handball intercepted by Reville. Back to Harris Andrews. Now to Dunkley. Dunkley kicks it onto the logo. Retreating a little. And Fletcher takes the mark. So the handball received and Link McCarthy. The footy's getting a bit loose too. That disposal was horrible. Bounces loosely to Will Ashcroft. Here's Charlie. Charlie with 4. It's not quite Rocky Mountain High, but Q John Denver again for Charlie. He's got 4.
Probably the best song that they use.
So what would you have, Acker, as your song?
There is a song, but you won't know it, so I'm not going to even say it. But Scooter does it.
Scooter?
Yeah, remember,
the Logical song.
No, well, that's one of them.
Well, that's the cover that the sample that they did of the Supertramp song.
It's called Manana.
From Scooter, the Nordic rap guy.
No, he's actually German. It's Shooter. His name is.
Oh, so he's German, is he?
He is German, yes. Very famous, and he sings a lot of great songs. But I'll actually get it for you.
Can you name some?
Well, he's famous.
Matt's asking questions about Jason because we don't want to ask Matt. He's trying to. You're next, Matt.
Come on, Matty.
You're
next. Come up with a good one.
Lions doing as they please. 63 the lead. McCluggage comes through the stoppage, nudges it to a teammate in Fletcher. Fletcher gave it to McCarthy, lost the ball. Picked up by Thilthorpe. He's tackled and lost it. Kick clear by the Lions defence. Rush ball there from half back from Fletcher. Gets it out towards half forward, but...
dropping it.
Hugo Bond had it and he's holding the ball. Tackled by Rayner. Plays on with a hand pass to Bailey. Fends a tackle, hands it back to Rayner. 65 out, high left foot to full forward. Oh, it goes through the chest of Butts. Morris roves, hands to Allen. Tackled by Worrell. Got a hand pass away just in time. On the deck, Morris picks up and is tackled immediately. Ball up 35 metres out.
Matty, just have a think there. This is killer from Brisbane. They didn't do this last year. They are just putting sides away when they should at home.
Umpire throws it up 30 metres out from the Lions' goal. Lohman tackled off it. Well handballed forward, but then Ben Keys. He's got Link McCarthy all over him, tackled him 45 metres out. Umpire will come in and throw it up. You can throw a hanky over 20 players here too. Very congested forward area. There's been a grab off the ball. It's going to go to Adelaide. It's going to go to the big ruckman in McAndrew, who was taken there by Oscar Allen. So a relieving free kick. He puts it back to the top of the goal square to find Josh Worrell, who's been, well, he's tried hard too, but not as effective as he usually is as rebounding. He goes another 20 metres forward. He hits Bond. Well, they're finally racking up a few disposals. Miller short of centre wing on the outer side. Goes to Cumming. Cumming a long kick towards the arc. Oh, good grab. Nick Murray got in between Kitty Coleman and Harris Andrews. Took a good contested mark from 55. He launches a bomb towards the goal line, and that's a good mark taken there for the Crows. Chip backwards. Rochelle ends up taking the mark. It was Michael Annie on the goal line who actually took that mark and then flicked it back. So Josh Rochelle is going to have a shot at goal. 40 metres out, 45-degree angle to the right. That's the best bit of movement we've seen from the Crows in a quarter and a half.
It is better, but they didn't get really much flow as in handball receives. But that's it. They're having a shot on goal.
Josh Rochelle. He's a great young player. He's pulled this left, though. One behind. 118 plays 55.
What's that? Two goals for since half-time, the Crows. They've just been totally dominated, haven't they? 2 goals for.
Lions bring it back in really quickly.
And Bailey takes the mark at centre half back.
Because
they just look so composed.
Yep.
It is match sim now for Brisbane.
And sharp.
Bailey chips short to Neil. Neil to the middle of the ground. The kick's marked by McCarthy. Sent another little string to his bow today. Lincoln McCarthy hoofs it deep from the centre of the ground towards full forward. Morris to the front, almost marked it. Miller arose for Adelaide. Hand pass to the goal mouth. Cook gives the problem to Dawson. Dawson will kick from fullback. A long-ranging, beautiful left foot proposition towards the wing. There's 2 in the contest. Gallup's reached over the head of Finbar, but he says no, Finbar had first purchase. Maley takes the mark. So the Moose plays on. He's kicked wide to Murray. Marks it forward of the wing for Adelaide. Plays on. Right boot high and deep towards the pocket. It's a 2-on-2 and Thilthorpe marks, plays on with a hand pass, and Ben Keys gets a goal against his old club out the back. A gift from Riley Thilthorpe. But that's a second goal in the term for Adelaide, and they're stemming the bleeding a little. It's 56 points the lead for Brisbane at 57 points. 18-10, 118 to 9-7-61.
Yeah, just the pressure's dried up through the middle of the ground. The forward 50 is all right for Brisbane. Through the middle of the ground, the Crows moved it easy, and then they're able to get them over the back. Their forwards lengthened out the back and able to get a nice mark and an easy goal for Keezy through the forward there. But, yeah.
Tell you, Ed, not much to kick to Dawson. He actually had to pull it inside the corridor, and that could have gone anywhere. That looked like a turnover. But to their credit, just one possession, got the mark, and then inside forward 50, and a good mark from Ryan. That's what Rory, that's what you want to see.
So back into the middle of the Gabba, rising up high there was Maley. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to go to Brisbane. It'll go to Darcy Fort. So I don't know what Maley did there. I thought he just out-jumped him, but never mind. Handball forward by Fort to Will Ashcroft inside 50. Oscar Allen got the front position. Took a very, very good mark in front of Josh Worrell, and he's going to have a shot from around about 40 metres, but he's on a tight angle to the right.
Getting a decent sample size now. How are you finding Oscar Allen settling into this forward line, Matt and Jeff?
It's worked hard today.
Jace?
It's worked really hard. He's a great option too. When they've got so much firepower. He's just another one now.
He's got 1 goal. 12-7 for the year. That makes it. Very deliberate approach. The murmuring Gabba crowd. Launches it from 45. It slews off the right side of the boot. Hits the behind post 2/3 of the way up. Out of bounds on the full free kick, Adelaide.
While centre bounce clearances have been roughly the same, Brizzy kicked 6-1 to 1 point out of that source. So when they've got a clearance out of it, they've made Adelaide pay big time.
Dawson receives in the back pocket. Still deep in defence. Meanwhile in Canberra, halfway through the second quarter. North now trailing GWS 6-5-41 to the Kanga 6-3-39. Call available on ABC Listen. If you're with us in South Australia and Broken Hill, we're heading there once we wrap up here. Crows get it to half back. Cook takes the mark. High kick to half forward. Murray with a juggling fly. Couldn't mark. Keys Roves. Front of the pack. Hand passes to Peatling. 50 from goal. Centering kick on Pedlar's head, and he does well to mark it. Pedlar takes the grab. 40 from goal. He was thinking of playing on. He'll go back for the set shot. Zane Bojak on the boundary.
Yeah, Taylor Walker's been managed. That confirmed by the Crows management. Also, Texas kicked the most goals by any player in AFL, VFL history outside of Victoria.
Whew, that's a big stat.
Where did you get that one from, Zane?
from the Crows.
Of course, they'd give you that. Wouldn't give that's the only bright spot today.
So Luke Pedlar looking for his third goal. On the approach, not much of an angle. He's got a good left foot boot on him. That's a nice kick. And another goal for Adelaide. So they've kicked 3 of the last 4 and doing as they should do here and just ensuring things don't get too ugly. Brisbane's lead is 51 points at 18-10, 118 to 10-7, 67. Sunday footy on ABC Sport. Quentin Hull and Michael Price calling the action with Hall of Famer Jason Ackermanis and Matt Primus.
Now, me and Matty are a bit concerned.
Hold on. When there's a sound on radio, the listeners automatically say, what are they booing at? The kick-to-kick says, sorry, due to ground conditions, today's kick-to-kick has been cancelled. Yeah, so that little bit of rain yesterday and the kick-to-kick's cancelled. I reckon that sucks.
It really does. Now, me and Matty are more concerned about what Adelaide just told big Mr.
Zano, that Tex has been rested.
I want to see this. I want to get that confirmed.
So it comes off hands in the middle of the Gabba. Neil, handball back to Ashcroft. Ashcroft skied a ball and Isaac Rankin just watched Lockie Neal go and mark it. Extraordinary. He chips it 20 metres forward. Wilmot to the left to find Fletcher. As the Crows flood back, Fletcher pops it into the forward pocket looking for Draper. Front and square. The Crows player there in Cumming actually did beautifully to rove it, but was tackled immediately by Levi Ashcroft. Umpire will throw it up. 40 metres out from the Lions' goal. Draper promotes it forward. Cut off there by Laird. Handball forward to Dawson, who has a fresh area at it. In fact, it was Bond. Now flicks off the hands to Tunstall. Tunstall sizzles one to Bruce Reville. Dropped what he might have taken. It was low. It was difficult, but it was there. Jordan Dawson. Handball backwards there to Bond. Flares it out to the left, and they should be out, the Crows.
And Butts receives, left half back, evades the tackle of Allen and passes to Worrell. Yeah, he is sore. He's limping away from that contest. Worrell with a long kick towards half forward. Back with the flight. Good courage from Mail. He crashed into Gallup. He's down and hurt too. Brisbane ball. Neil on the wing. Hand passes to Wilmot, who runs towards the bullseye. Stops, props, shares it with Will Ashcroft and gets it back. Wilmot with his left. Kicks it to attacking 50. McCluggage just spoiled by Laird on the deck. Bailey Rose, 40 out, hand passes backwards to Levi Ashcroft, 2 steps, bang from 50, just to the left.
Too many options now.
So 52 the lead. Now, we had Gallup go down, we had Allen sore.
Don't know what that is. Zane will have to have a look for that. Something with his Gallup's.
Allen's gone to the bench.
Yep, and Gallup's just been released by the physio and he's jogging towards the outer side.
There's need in the head with that hanger that in nearly to who was that?
Finbar Maley going back.
Yes.
So the Crows have managed to scunge the ball up to left half back. It's a big shoe there from Cook, and it was another big contest. It's going to be a free kick here. Well done to Toby Murray in front of Darcy Ford. He gets the free kick for the chop of the arms in front of the Lions bench. Murray just to his right to Laird. Laird back into the corridor to Jordan Dawson. He could kick this. That's 55.
Good kick.
That is magnificent. His second goal, he was inside the centre square when he released that, and we all just shook our heads and said, yep, he's going to kick that. Jordan Dawson is a freak. 18-11, 119 to 11-7, 73. That margin now reduced to 46 points. Zane Bojack on the boundary.
Yeah, hold your breath, Lions fans, because calf injuries have been a problem for the club all year. I hope it's cramp, but Oscar Allen's gone down the race. He looked like he was struggling with the right calf.
That's not good. Overstrining.
Brizzy aren't playing here till the 8th of May against Carlton, and they can't do a little kick and catch after the game.
It's ridiculous.
It is crazy. It's the OH&S crap.
This is kick-to-kick being cancelled.
Yes.
And I walked on the ground earlier today.
Yeah we
and it's fine.
100 mil rain. We've had 10 mil rain.
It's
not even.
As I said, it just sucks.
Yeah. Anyhow.
It's a Sunday night.
Middle of the ground, Finbar Maley with the clearance with a handball. Got it to deck. Picked up by Rankin, gives it back to the Big Moose. Hacks it into attacking 50 for Adelaide. They're running out the game at least, the Crows. Keys with the robe. Tackled, hand passes to Cook. Hands it to Rochelle. Gives it to young Edwards, who's tackled. His hand pass is loose. Cleaned up, though, by Taylor. Left foot hack to the pocket, finds a man. It's Keys there to take the grab 40 metres out and just to the right. And, what a story for this man. We thought his footy career might be done when he couldn't get a game regularly for Brisbane. Great star of the underage product here, underage captain in Queensland, and then to go on and to be a captain for the Crows, and never been the most beautiful user, but gets it, and boy, he's improved his game, Ben Keys. There'll be people here hoping he kicks this. That is, well, I don't think he shot for goal. He went for a pack in the pockets, off hands and out of play.
Some of these guys, it's baffling how they go for their goals, their set shot routine. It's not taught properly, I'm telling you, Matty. That was rubbish too. He just might as well just...
Do you know where Willa Luca is?
No, should I? Is it near your old place? And where are you from? That with lots of wongs?
No, Wagga Wagga.
Wagga Wagga. Yeah, near there.
Boundary throw in. Rochelle has a snap, kicks it through for a point.
Country SA, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Willie from Wallaluka says, spent the day on the tractor. Really enjoyed your call, especially listening to the Crows cop a pasting. Just the thought, Brisbane have kicked that many goals today. The estate of John Denver is going to receive a lot of royalties. Not much good to him now, but many years ago he could have spent that on flying a few more flying lessons. Oh, that's nasty,
well,
Willie.
It was pretty windy that day.
That's not nice. It was a good text until the last bit.
It's engine failure.
Yeah.
Chip forward onto the arc of 50. Berry. He's tried hard today. Takes it and then lobs it to the top of the goal square. Big pack flies. Gallup. Fisted forward. Pedler couldn't pick it up. Connor McKenna could. He hacks it towards the outer wing. Worrell versus Lohman. Lohman got there first. He's over it and Worrell kept his feet. Slapped it towards Butts. Butts picked it up. Kicked it towards the boundary line. And it's taken there by Coming towards half forward. Rochelle couldn't take the mark, going back with the flight. Dropped it, picked up by McCarthy, hacked it back towards centre wing. 2-on-1 v Lohman. Well done, Worrell. Gathered, handball back to Coming. He chips it into the middle. Berry, spoiled by Rayner. Umpire down as the corridor ball picked up by Bailey. Bailey launches and Bailey misses to the right, one behind. So 120 plays 74. It's a 46-point margin.
What happened to the ump?
He got caught in the crossfire in that. He actually slipped, and then one of the Brisbane players just got him by the legs.
He's got two physios out there. The umpire, he looks okay, number 25.
Do you reckon this game's getting a little ragged,
I think so. Zane Bojak's on the boundary.
Yeah, umpire Nathan Toner looks like he's okay, able to continue. As for Oscar Allen, hashtag not a doctor. Apparently it's his ankle and he's getting it strapped.
And Charlie Cameron has just got Josh Worrell high a moment ago, so that'll probably be dissected frame by frame at the MRO. Just a little asterisk.
Be a fine, surely.
Berry sees it back over the boundary line from the throw-in.
Oh, deliberate. You don't get that too often these days.
Yeah, well, he didn't try and keep it in. So that's a free kick to Brisbane. And Cam Rayner, those pink boots are really shining.
Seen from here.
Under the lights of the Gabba now. We've gone from afternoon footy to early evening football. Rayner from the wing. Puts Brisbane back into attack on the head of Draper. Sport away from him. Bailey roves. Hand pass those straight to Miller of Adelaide. Hands it to Dawson, who runs to half back. Hands to Rochelle. Hands to Cook. Cook his hand passes over the head of Bond. Bond got it back, though. Gives it to Laird. Laird's kick is straight to a Brisbane player. It's Lester who marks it. And the veteran in his 16th season has got it at left half back. The Lions are going to win this game well. They'll go to 4-3 and they play Essendon at Docklands next week. Adelaide go home for the showdown as the Lions are sharing it around. What have we got? Still 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in this one, Michael.
Yeah, certainly. 46 points the margin. Lockie Neal just clocked up disposal 40. Gave it to Ashcroft inside 50 looking for Fort. He had a 2-on-1 to deal with. It was nicely rowed by Edwards for the Crows. Chips it forward, cut off by Coleman. Coleman from 50. A long left foot. A beautiful left foot to the goal line. Well defended by Adelaide. I thought he had the distance in him, Kitty, but it is late in the day. 121 plays 74.
Looked good from here, didn't it? We're right behind it.
47 points the margin. The Lions lead. Miller inboards the ball.
To Rankin, who hands to Dawson. Runs to left half back. Beautiful left foot kick beyond the wing, marked by Nick Murray, despite the late attention of Harris Andrews. No, it's his younger brother. It's Toby Murray. Toby's got it.
Are they from the Murray River? Any chance?
Toby's kicked it out of bounds.
I have to double check. I reckon they're from Wangaratta.
Yeah, well, that's not far from the Murray River. It's about an hour south.
Right there.
Well, they play in the Ovens and Murray League.
Oof, that's
Wangaratta.
That's good, kid.
That's a lot of Murrays.
Fletcher, left half back for Brisbane, chips to the Anzac logo, true centre wing members side for Charlie Cameron, who's got 4 goals today. Cameron short to Levi Ashcroft. He chips in forward to Connor McKenna. This is not AFL pressure at all at the moment. McKenna with a long kick on Draper's head in the pocket. Big fella got up as high as the apartments around the Gabba. Couldn't take the mark though. She was a good leap. Adelaide underneath it, coming with a clearing kick from full back to the left back pocket. And that's the shaven head of Toby Murray again. He kicks it to left half back to Rankin. Sorry, Michael, I thought for a moment you weren't ready for the handover. Michael Price, left half back, 47 points to lead to Brisbane.
Back into the corridor. The kick over Cook. Levi Ashcroft gets involved. Handball back to Lockie Neal. Disposal number 41 goes out to the right wing. Finds his good mate McCarthy. Disposal 42. He's trying to beat Scott Pendlebury from yesterday. What a game that was from him.
Did not move.
Absolute freaks. Now Neal plays on, gets it to the right of the man on the mark, kicks it in the Draper direction, who tried to guide it down with the one hand, did well, but Nick Murray's kick lands at the feet of Rory Laird, half volley, back to Murray again, and he delivers a beautiful pass.
That was Toby to Nick.
Toby to Nick. There you go. Couple of Murrays involved. He goes beyond centre wing. Wilmot decides, I'm going to retreat. I could have gone forward, but I'm going to give Harris Andrews a stat. He retreats inside defensive 50, then kicks it wide to the right to find McCarthy.
Q in rack here.
Oh, yeah.
Reigning premiers, 47 points in front. This is fantasy football time.
A lot of points on offer here.
Yeah, Will Ashcroft mark, chips it to Jimmy Tunstall. He's an interesting player. He's, 5th year in the system, has never played more than, I think 6 games in a season, if that, maybe 5, up to his 15th league game. Kicks it back to full-back for Rayner. Rayner marks, kicks it wide. Levi's got to get on his bike to haul it in, and he does. Levi Ashcroft wearing his dad Marcus's number 10. Chips in field to Charlie Cameron wearing Michael Jordan's number 23. Kicks it down the wing to Zach Bailey.
Oh, look out.
Marks and plays on. He kicks it to Froggy Lester. Lester marks, 52 out. He kicks it to the loping Darcy Fort. This stopped being AFL standard about 15 minutes ago.
We could get a kick out there, Matty, at the moment. It's so loose.
No, I could get a kick out there at the moment. It's that bad. You blokes are champions of the game. Pricey and I might get a stat out there at the moment.
So you're playing for Brisbane, that is.
Darcy Fort's taken the mark, 35 metres out, and to think a guy that hardly played any football until he was called in at the 11th hour and then became a premiership player on Grand Final Day 2024. Played 21 games last year, Darcy Fort, and on the right boot he kicks a Gabbard goal here to get the margin beyond 50. Darcy Fort, that's his second goal of the season, first of today. Brisbane 19-13, 127 to Adelaide's 11-8-74. Good song though.
Yeah,
this is Junior Senior. That's the name of the artist, Junior Senior.
You've got a good memory for music. What about you, Matty? Have you got a song for us yet?
Sympathy for the Devil, Rolling Stones.
Oh, yes. It's taking us back. There's a lot of options in that era.
By the way, half-time at Marnica, that's where the majority of you will be going after this. It's all locked up between North Melbourne and Greater Western Sydney. So half-time in Canberra, Giants 7-7-49, Kangas 7-7-49. Local radio in South Australia and Broken Hill getting most of that once we wrap up here.
Back into the middle of the Gabba, the closing stages of this round 7 clash. Promoted forward by Adelaide for Rochelle, inside 50, big contest at ground level. Well rove by Peatling. Peatling turns, has a snap. It bounces through for one behind.
End of the game now.
1:27 plays 75. It is a 52-point margin. And that is the final siren. That would be blessed relief for Adelaide. The game is over and the Lions have responded to Chris Fagan's pleas for a greater defensive effort. They've put on over 100 against the Crows.
So the reigning premiers take their 2026 season record to 4 wins and 3 losses. The minor premiers of last year, Adelaide, 3 wins, 4 losses. Brisbane go to Docklands to play Essendon next week, and then they'll host Carlton at the Gabba. Boy, they got some roadkill in the next couple of weeks coming their way before they then host Geelong at the Gabba after that.
Do they what?
So looking rosy from that respect for the Lions. While for Adelaide, showdown next week, and then Richmond at the MCG after that. 4 and 3 the Lions, 3 and 4 the Crows. Scoring progression went like this. Brisbane 4 points in front at quarter time. Crows got to the lead early in the second quarter, but then Brisbane kicked the next 4 goals of the game to lead by 23 points at half time. 7 goals straight to 1 goal 3 in the third quarter blew it open. Brisbane 56 points in front at 3-quarter time. And Adelaide actually won the last quarter, kicking 4 goals 3 to Brisbane's 3 goals 5 in that last quarter. So 52 in the end. Brisbane 19-13, 127. Adelaide 11-9, 75. Love your thoughts on 0437 774. We'll get into the Brisbane rooms and wrap things up here. And that second half, as mentioned, in Canberra, coming the way of many of you listening on local radio in South Australia and Broken Hill. If you're with us on News Radio and you're going to other programs, we can always go to ABC Listen and pick up the footy that way. I'll frame it this way, Matt Primus and Jason Ackermanis. What happened sort of midway through the second quarter? We saw Adelaide get in front. It was a good contest first quarter and the half. What changed?
The biggest thing I thought changed, Adelaide just couldn't keep going with Brisbane. It was, they looked a bit on the back foot the first 10 or 15 of the first quarter, then they fought their way back, but Brisbane just kept the foot on the accelerator and Adelaide couldn't keep going with them. As simple as that. They just got smashed through the middle of the ground and then they just couldn't fight back at all. That was the biggest thing for me. It wasn't Brisbane didn't do anything more. They just kept on going the way they were playing. All the contested ball, all the cleans, all that kind of stuff, the pressure, harassing, all that stuff. They just kept on doing that at a massively high level, and then they become super efficient in front of goal in the second half.
Yeah, they're cleaner. They broke tackles. Adelaide could not and did not have the energy to go with them. Like you said, there's nothing more obvious when you watch a game of football, whether you're a player or a coach, the intensity you have. They brought it early. They were fantastic. Adelaide, they're very efficient going forward. The Lions butchered the ball in front of goal for a bit, and then they just ground them down. And this is the thing I said last year, though, Matty. They weren't just taking it on and keep going and just winning by a lot more than they should, instead of just kicking around and getting little margins. They're doing that. They're doing it much better. The third quarter was wonderful. I think mostly, except for junk time at the end of that fourth, Chris will be very happy with everything you need in footy: pressure, marking, contested possessions, and the ability to get the ball back off the opposition. It was very good today.
Yeah, defensively, which we spoke about pre-game, that they've had 43 inside 50s. You probably take out the last 10 minutes, they're probably having 30 something inside 50s. They're only kicking 50 points probably and take out the last 10, 15 minutes. So just be able to replicate that again. As you say, they've got Essendon and Carlton. Can they replicate that again and keep driving that?
And from a Crows perspective, I think some of the fans took a little bit of solace from, we're 3-3, but look at the 3 losses. They were all under 10 points.
They were. And
so 2-point loss to Freo, 8-point loss to Geelong, 6-point loss to the Bulldogs, but not today.
No, that was the question mark. I'm not sure, for me, coming into this game, where they sat. Were they in the top 5 or 6 teams in the competition at the moment? They'd been having a crack, but then the teams they'd beaten weren't great teams either on the ladder at the moment. So it was like, I'm not quite sure where they are. And, they probably caught Brisbane at the worst time, off a loss at the G against a team who's up and coming a bit in Melbourne. But, they got some work to do, and they've got to back it around on a Friday night game.
What's this week like for them in Adelaide? The two teams. I've never lived through it.
Well, it'll swing quickly. They'll have to review this loss, and next year they'll have to fix some stuff up there, and then by Monday afternoon it'll quickly be, the public will be focused on the showdown. Port coming off a great win against Geelong, and Adelaide coming off a terrible loss against Brisbane. So what
are they like though in the streets? Are they like if they see you, are they giving you?
Everybody wants to talk to you, mate. And tell you,
did you hide showdown weeks?
No, it was good fun being out and about. You hid the next week whether you won or lost. You had a coffee at home or you had a coffee at the cafe.
Oh, that's probably the best bit. But the week leading up.
Week leading up is great. The crowds they come watch the training and all those sorts of things, and it's a great time. And Friday night game even better.
Oh yes, showtime, absolute showtime. That's a whooping though.
If you've got a text, we'd love to hear from you on 0437 774 774. Just send your name.
Have they turned up the air conditioning?
No, yeah, it has.
Your head would be feeling it, let me tell you.
I'm gonna leave. We've got a text here saying just call the game and not have so many pointed opinions. That's like we've got guys who are winning Brownlow medals in Hall of Fames, been all Australians, captains and coaches. That's why they're paid. Like they know football. Their opinion counts because it gives you an understanding of whys and wherefores.
We're not called special no comments.
they're analysts.
Idiots. Who said that?
An unnamed text.
Of course. Put your name in there. Don't be bloody soft.
Special no. Yeah. That may be one of your best.
Sorry,
Jason. But yeah, and the thing is, it's a balanced opinion. That's the thing. That's and an educated opinion. They are analysts. They are experts.
Unbelievable.
Pretty boring if it was just up to Pricey and I to tell you the score. The game is over, go home.
Yes. Thanks, guys. See you next.
Mark, we're going to talk all through how it happened. What do you think?
So you said Chris Fagan would have been happy with the efforts regardless of that junk time at the end, but what about the Adelaide Crows going into that showdown next week? Port Adelaide with a really good win against Geelong, they'd be up and about, and the Crows would be a little bit flat. I know they've had a particularly tough week or two as well, but they'd be a little bit flat after this one. How did they respond?
Oh, it's over now. That's a different game, isn't it, though, Matty? It doesn't really matter where both teams are going. Normally, that's just a great game to be in, and any team can win.
Whatever the ledger is, I'm not sure of the numbers, but let's say it's 42-40 or something like that. So over the journey, they're irrelevant of top of the ladder, bottom of the ladder, middle of the ladder. 3 losses in a row, 8 wins in a row. They're normally games that end up pretty close, and I'm sure this one will be Friday night also.
Zane Bojak is in the rooms. No opinions of what's going on in there, Zane. Just call them into the rooms and tell us what's happening down there, please.
Absolutely, guys. You know that's not my go. Actually, Tommy Rockcliffe just walked past me. He broadcasts for another network, but interestingly enough, his record of most 40-point disposals in the AFLs was overtaken today by Lachie Neale, so a few records being broken. And, of course, Lachie Neale got 42 disposals, and Will Ashcroft, despite being impeded by an elbow, got 36. Cam Rayner walks in. Froggy Lester, he looks pretty happy. They're all into the sports drink straight away. What about Link McCarthy? Different role for him today as he goes up and says hello to his little fella. He, of course, had a run with Roll today and did a pretty good job too on Isaac Rankin. He still got a couple of goals, but perhaps wasn't as influential as we thought he might be. Oh no, I just had a comment. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. By the way, they're getting into a huddle. Some of them are into the sports drinks. I noticed that there's no protein drinks tonight. That's good. I don't know whether you have milk with footy, but there you go. Kai Lohman gets into the huddle. He's just looking around too because he heard his name as I was calling it. They're a bit slow to get in here for the team song. They're forming now. A lot of excitement in here. They're getting a lot of the kids into the huddle. That's lovely to see on a Sunday afternoon. Here we go, guys. The Lions after their 4th victory. So a very happy Lions crew, and we will hear from Will Ashcroft. We'll find out how bad that elbow is in just a moment, guys.
Zano, for a moment there, I thought you were Darren Flindell or Matt Hill. You were sort of calling the start of the song, almost like the last horses going into the barriers. Here comes Lohman now to an outside gate.
Hey,
Sports drinks are ready. No milk here today.
No milk today.
And here we go.
That's about my vintage too.
52 points the final margin here. Brisbane's 19-13-127. Adelaide 11-9-75.
Can I point out something really quickly?
Is there going to be a comment?
No, Chris Fagan. I love Chris Fagan and I love his ethos. I love the way he is a leader of men and the way he went over and just embraced Jordan Dawson after the game.
Yeah, he's
there's an element of class to that.
And every time I see him often wandering around, as he does after training, after work, and where generally the level 3 is starting to train, and he's always a pleasure to talk to. He's always got something to say too, but he's got empathy, can I say, and a lot of it, which is not easy in footy because you want to win all the time. You hate the opposition.
Yeah, I do get that, but what I've seen over the last few weeks is a couple of examples of that, with the camaraderie, the community of the AFL, getting around other players, and like Scott Pendlebury embracing the young fella Tyler Byrne from Carlton when he missed that goal, all of that type of stuff. It's good to see.
Back to Zane Bojack in the Brisbane rooms.
Yeah, just the 36 disposals today for this young superstar of the game. A man who's been best on ground in 2 grand finals. But today, early on, Will, you had a bit of a problem with your elbow. It's strapped there in front of me. How is it?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It was pretty sore when I did it. And I came off, got it strapped up, a few more pills in me, and I was good to go.
So what did you actually do? Hyperextension?
I'm not actually sure. I haven't seen the vision. It didn't feel like, obviously felt a bit sore. I was fine. I got through the game, no problem. Didn't notice it when I was out there. So I'm not actually sure. I'll chat to the docs, but yeah, I'll be good. I'll be fine.
Okay, all right. Well, what was the story? Because in the first quarter, it was very, very competitive. We've seen these two teams really have gone head-to-head, 2-2 and a draw amongst the last 5 games. But in the last half, you guys just ran away with that game. What was the difference?
Well, I think a couple of things. I think the 2 things we focused on going into the game was just our contest and our work rate, especially as a midfield group, getting back to the basics, just our compliance at stoppage, setting up, forward of the ball, all those little things that just help you win contests. So we knew it was going to be a contested game today. They pride themselves on that. And then the other thing was, I think in the first half we probably just coughed it up a little bit. So, when you're getting tackled, we probably want to focus on retaining the ball at different times, getting more stoppages. We back ourselves in that area. So probably coughed it up a little bit, fueled their offense. They just scored off the back of that. So we cleaned that up and won the contest in the second half.
All right, this is just a personal thing. I just saw the milk drinks being handed around there, the protein shake. What's it like having milk after a game? Are you a fan?
I'm not. No way. Nah, not straight away. I reckon I'm not if I drank straight away. Drunk milk, but you can see them going around. I think the goal is to get 30 grams in straight as soon as you get off the track or as soon as you get off the ground. So, probably not for me. I'll wait an hour and a half just so my stomach settles down a bit. All right, well, I'm going to hand you up to a panel who can't wait to chat to you, including Jason Ackermanis, Matthew Primus, Michael Price and Quentin Hull.
Come on, Acker. You jump out, Acker.
Why?
Oh, because, you always want to have a chat to Will.
Do you want me not to talk so you guys can get a question?
No.
Oh, no, Wilbur, I've got to talk to you. Mate, you're doing so much so well this year. You're starting, you're not on the bench, bloody stuff that. But your goal kicking. Now, mate, just give me 20 minutes. Can I just come down and just have a chat about it? Because if you start doing all this, you're doing everything else. You had 36 touches, you had 5 clearances, you had 1 goal, 1, but you score involvements with 13. So you're doing everything else, bar just kicking those ones that I know you want to kick.
I had a feeling you might say something like that. I was pretty disgusted at myself. As soon as it came off the boot, I was just yelled out some expletives. I was pretty filthy. That'll definitely be at the top of my agenda on Tuesday at training, I reckon. It's not good enough, is it?
And the reason why I had to let you say that, because only a Brownlow medalist could ask a bloke who's won goal of the year about his goal kicking.
Oh, he's got everything else, and he knows that they're the things he has to steel himself for, and he does want to do it. He wants to do everything well. I know what he's like. Anyway, he's missing him, and he should be filthy.
I'll sort it out.
Well, it's Quentin here. I think because of the journey of the club and Chris Fagan, anyone who follows the Lions closely, when you see the coach have a press conference where he says, yeah, well, this was good and this was good, but really, this is the area that's not very good. It's almost like the grandparent who says, well, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. And we just know that you blokes will respond in that regard. The whole about, well, we're scoring, then the contest is okay. But the defensive side, so how does that play out behind the 4 walls?
Yeah, I think, and we know, we're a pretty experienced group now. We know when we put in a performance like we did last week, and probably the last couple of times this year from a defensive standpoint, it's just not going to get the job done, and we know what it takes to get the job done. So it was exactly like that. He was wasn't too angry, but he was just pointing out, saying we were pretty rubbish, to be honest, without, getting too angry. And we know what that looks like, and we've got to get back to that. So I think there was definitely a focus this week. We knew our offense would come off the back of our strong defensive work, squeezing the space, giving them no time, being really strong in the contest. All those basic things that have held us in good stead for years now. I think if we, when we shy away from that, we come back to that and we get a good result.
So give us an insight, Will, the way that the team, as you say, it's so experienced, but you can flick the switch from controlling through half-back and then humming with power and pace through your stoppage work, through your link and run. Who sort of controls the tempo? Or does the match sort of dictate and you guys just go with the feel? Because not many teams can go from one phase to the other as well as the Lions.
Yeah, I think it's just the speed of the game and what the game's giving us. I think that's the beauty of our team and how we train and how we expect each other to perform. There's obviously different opportunities to build the ball up, make them, teams don't want to defend a kick mark style, and it takes a lot out of you when you're doing that. So if we can do that, build it up, get the ball in the launch zone and give our forwards a great look, we'll do that, tire the defence out. And then on the flip side, if there's opportunity to punish on turnover, go really quick, we've got powerful runners, and we've got a really selfless team. We'll definitely continue to honour the handball received. So I think when we have that luxury, and as I said before, it all stems off our defensive work. If we continue to put that in, we'll have opportunities to build it up, we'll have opportunities to run from behind, break the game, break the lines of the opposition and score big scores.
And what about Link McCarthy's role today?
Oh, yes.
Running with Isaac Rankin, that's something different from the coaching box.
Yeah, it was. Well, last couple of years, Fags has done a few different things with players. Like Link trains a half-back. A lot of the off-season, we know what he can do up forward, or what he's done up forward in his career so far. I think Cam Rayner did similar a couple of years ago, played off half-back. That sort of didn't eventuate, but I think the opportunity to, identify a matchup that might be of interest for us and put Link, and he knows he can do that. He's trained that. He's prepared for that in the off-season. He's prepared for that this week, and we've got full faith in all our guys through different roles.
Now, last year I've been saying this, with the Lions, you're playing at home. I know the year before you didn't win a lot at home, so everything's changing. But this year, the biggest difference I'm noticing is that you are continuing to play good footy, which means you are scoring more, and the defeats are being bigger. Now, is that just something you've ever spoken about this year? Because it is a big change. Or are you just that confident because you've got so much firepower at the moment and you've got so many more options that can kick goals?
Yeah, we definitely wanted to build up the Gabba again to make it a bit of a fortress. We obviously had good results towards the end of the season, winning finals, but we haven't played a lot of finals here. Haven't won probably as much as we would have wanted to in the last couple of years here. So I think making that a real staple piece and strong foundation for us. I think in 23 we may not have lost here or maybe one game. So I think trying to build that back. And I think it's the confidence we have now. We can, as I said before, how we move the ball. Like the other day, we've got such a good forward line who work so well, and building that cohesion with the new guys who are playing, 7 games together now. So it's really exciting that we can kick big scores and continue to build on that.
Sounds like a good scene down there.
It sounds
plenty of hangers. You know what it's like, Jace. Plenty of hangers on when they're winning.
Oh, everyone loves the winner.
Yeah, absolutely. There was no one in there last week, but we've got the crew now.
You would have enjoyed playing at the G, though. The noise. Melbourne are a better team at the G. They're no good away from it. But still, next week you've got to go up against Essendon, and they are all over the shop and can be taken hold of when you play.
And that's Docklands too, that one as well. So a bit different.
At the G, but still Docklands.
Yeah. No, it was awesome to play at the G. It was our first game back there since the granny, so we really enjoyed that probably pre-game. We didn't think about it too much after, but always. I love playing there personally. I think a lot of the boys do as well. Get back to Melbourne next week, play at Marvel. Another exciting opportunity. Obviously they didn't have a great day yesterday, I assume, but the last 2 performances before that were really, really strong win and pushed the Suns right to the end. So we'll be ready to roll.
He plays well at both grounds, but he always plays well at Marvel. I don't know if you know this, Q.
I think he plays well most places. Jason. Thank you, Will.
Really well on the road.
It's good to have a chat to you. Well done.
Thank you, boys. Appreciate it. Chat soon.
Will Ashcroft.
Some serious hair.
It is a bit funny. Pricey and I have been around for a while, and of course, Jace, you played with his dad and Matt as well. It's a funny feeling. You're talking to a 2-time Norm Smith medalist. This is the upper echelon of football royalty, and sort of some parts of the footy world, there seems to I think footy players are a bit more down to earth these days. But I mean, what was Andrew McLeod like in Adelaide?
Wilbur, I had him
as the
baby,
god of Adelaide.
Remember, I'm holding him as a baby. Wilbur,
too. That's what I mean.
There's
so
other things that are.
It's sort of.
Yeah. And he speaks so well too, doesn't he? Yeah. Articulate, and he can
genuine as well.
Yes, and genuine. Yeah. It's amazing to see how those two have developed. We've all known them since they were little tackers, and what they're doing now.
Diapers.
I happened to be at the MCG yesterday.
Nappies, if you're not from America.
And I'll raise this. We raised it the night of Easter Thursday when Nick Dacos didn't play and then Will had a great game. You know, we have the captain's press conference at the start of the year. Who's going to win the Brownlow? Who's going to win the Rising Star? Which team other than yours win the flag? Blah, blah, blah. So I still reckon, you know, if the AFL want to be really interesting, ask the captains next year at the captain's call. You can have one of Nick Dacos or Will Ashcroft. Who do you take?
Well, it would be better if you said who will lose their hair first, Nick Dacos. But look, I'm with you.
Zane, back to you.
Zano, is he alive down there, Zano? No, he's gone out there.
I think he's
milk protein.
Finishing up.
He's having one of the milks, is he?
By the way, the second half in Canberra is underway. GWS 8-7-55 to North Melbourne 7-8-50. So the Giants lead by 5 points there. Call available on ABC Listen if you're with us on local radio through South Australia and Broken Hill. We'll take you there in just a moment. That was all after St Kilda won by 101 points over West Coast earlier today. 34 touches for Nasiah Wanganeen-Millera. 5 goals for Jack Higgins. Here, I didn't give the goal kickers, by the way, in Brisbane's 52-point win. Brisbane 19-13, 127 to Adelaide's 11-9-75. Charlie Cameron kicked 4. Zach Bailey kicked 3. 2 for McCluggage, 2 for Morris, 2 for Connor McKenna in his 50th game as a Lion. And singles for Lohman, Draper, Allen, Ashcroft W, Rayner, and Fort. And for Adelaide, Luke Pedler kicked 2 last quarter goals to make it 3 for the game. He led all comers for Adelaide. Dawson kicked 2, Rankin kicked 2. Singles for Keys, Philthorpe, Walker and Cook. So with the votes imminent, to just give you the leading individual possessions, 42 for Neil, 36 for Will Ashcroft, 29 for Bailey, 23 for Lincoln McCarthy in a run with roll.
Can I just say he was the master of the understatement too, Will Ashcroft. 2-time Norm Smith medalist. Yeah, I don't mind playing at the G.
Yeah, don't mind playing at the G. Rory led with 29 possessions for Adelaide. Jordan Dawson next best with 28.
He can rack them up, Jordan, I tell you.
Yeah, and it was a you know, he's such a valuable footballer and leader for that team. Good to see him back. As far as the team stats are concerned, overall possessions, Brisbane had 44 more. Contested possessions, Brisbane won that plus 21. Marks, Brisbane plus 33. So, here's the thing, Matt. I'm going to use the analogy here. They can blow you away with the bazooka and then cut you to pieces like a teppanyaki shell.
Yeah, and
they've got both parts of the game, haven't they?
And everybody knows what they're going to do, but to be able to stop it's a different thing.
They have the precision of the little cuts,
handballs,
and then they can just go boom,
bang,
death by 1,000. What about Rory Laird though? That's the 8th game in a row against Brisbane that he has had 25 plus disposals, another 29.
Is that a cacophony
of
stats?
No, it's just a lot of stats. 8
well, it is quite loud. That's what a cacophony is.
I was always confused with the cacophony, so it's loud.
Yeah, cacophony is something that's very loud.
Cacophonous.
I really should have looked that up. Really sorry.
I've had a bad day sort of making up words. Contestable.
Contestables. Testicles in...
Not a contestable. Not a contesticle, but a contestable. What do we got? Clearances, Brisbane plus 15 at 45 to 30. Out of the centre bounce, only plus 2, 16-14. Inside 50s in the end, plus 21 to Brisbane.
Wouldn't think that, would you?
64 to 43. Brisbane 19-13, 127. Adelaide 11-9, 75. So just repeating, Essendon at Docklands next week, and then Carlton here. That's the next 2 for the Lions. Crows have got Showdown, followed by Richmond at the MCG.
Ooh. Showdown, how many? They've always got the numbers on.
I don't have the current count on the top of my head.
It's getting a lot now, because they were before the derbies, weren't they? There should be more of them.
Brett from Canberra texts, "Hi Q, I love hearing the special comments and opinions. That's why I listen to the radio and turn the TV down." Thank you, Brett.
Yeah. I like Brett. He's from Canberra, so he's obviously, it's cold. So I think that's a big call there from Brett.
Who's on votes today?
Oh, he always looks at me. I think I can give the 3-2-1 pretty comfortably, and you, my friend, would have the exact same.
You can have the on-air conversation here.
Yeah, well, I would have
thought.
We've
got the same.
And this is
our last text was from Canberra. This is like question time.
You might have a 40
which is broadcast live, and
Yep.
Pricey and I will either say boo or hear or just like they do at question time.
You just or just be like that guy or gal, the politicians who just stand beside.
We'll let these two talk, okay?
Yeah,
we'll work hard, all right, mate. We'll let those
Now,
two
I would
relax.
have thought the three votes will be between.
Minister for Brownlow has the floor. Minister for
No, I'm.
Can we mute these two over here?
Who keeps changing the screen? Because I had them all in order. Then you move the screen.
No, we're having
I think
technical difficulties with the screen as well. Casey.
Zach Badley.
I had him
Lockie
3.
Neal,
Lockie Neal I had in for 1.
Will Ashcroft.
And I had Will Ashcroft 2.
Yeah, very good, sir.
There you go, Q.
That's how good it is. Very easy. It's
So-
the same order.
What was?
You could have blindfolded us.
Bailey 3, Will Ashcroft 2, Neal 1.
So Bailey with 3 goals?
3 goals, 21 disposals.
21 disposals.
7 clearances.
And 12 score involvements. Only betted.
W.
by
Ash
Will.
with 36.
3 goals.
Got the 2, and Neil with 42.
Yep.
I would have given Will because he spoke to us. That's the only reason he could have got 3 votes. He's always great to talk to. He's always up for a laugh. If you've ever talked to him outside of here, he's always great to chat to.
Yeah.
Zane, are you listening? Bring some protein. I need me thing.
He's hungry.
You want the milk?
I love those proteins.
Yeah.
There was a really good profile piece on Will Ashcroft written a week or two ago about how he is just meticulous in his preparation, how he went away in the off-season and went into a special training camp.
He went to the Middle East.
Just incredible the lengths he goes to be the best. He wants to be the best.
Yep.
Yeah,
And that's saying something.
Yeah, oh, indeed. He's got some competition, though.
Well, but he's grown up around it, though, and as you said, that's been the family of a.
Now,
His dad went okay.
Do I talk about how you spelled highlights? That is not even. It starts with the H.
I just typed very quickly on our production screen to Ned in the studio any highlights, and there's about 5 spelling mistakes in it. And he responds, "Yeah, you can have a 2-minute package." So that means we've got a couple of minutes to natter before you'll hear the highlights, and then if you are with us in South Australia, you'll be heading to Manuka Oval, where the Giants lead by that's a tasty one to finish the round. Giants 9-7-61 to Kangas 8-8-56. I think we know that the Kangas are sort of on the improve, but I'm for one who had the Giants making the grand final this year. We had to do those pre-season predictions, and I still reckon their top end's great, but boy, they've been sputtering, haven't they? I reckon it's a last chance kind of saloon game for the Giants if they had to become a proper relevant force this year. They just got to win this one, haven't they?
Yeah, Jack,
it'd be a big statement for North if they could win.
Absolutely. Well, North jump in the top 4 if they do, and
good team, North.
Giants will be stuck on 2 wins. So it's a big. It looks like Stringer's having a fair game too, even though he missed that one. But he
is it a contract?
Couple of beautiful goals. Contract year. Kicked a couple of beautiful ones in the first half. I saw.
Oh, they are an improved team, North Melbourne. They're never going to be easy to beat. So we'll see. That'll go down to the wire with any luck.
What are your thoughts on the North Melbourne youngsters? I'm a big rap for that Trembath. I mean, just small sample size so far.
Amazing one, isn't it? Yeah,
a lot of them.
Cooper Trembath. It's re-signed as well.
UDL. Is that a drink? No, UDL is the name.
LDU, mate.
LDU, that's it.
UDL.
By the way, across codes, I know
probably
just any good sport as ever here on ABC Sport. 3 games into the season, Manly Warringah 0-3, sack Anthony Seibold.
Amazing.
4 weeks later, they're 4-3.
What a great
Kieran
decision.
Forum, interim coach, and 3 of those wins have been on the road. Today they get back to Brookvale, so Manly has beaten Parramatta 33-18. After earlier today, Penrith beat Newcastle 44-12.
Maybe he was the coach, Q.
Well, they're going
way.
better without him. Adelaide United's game against Melbourne City in the A-League is underway, getting close to half-time there. Melbourne City's got a first-half goal. So Melbourne City 1 lead Adelaide United 0. Earlier it finished 2-2 between Sydney FC and Auckland FC. And the 2 games in the rugby today to finish Super round.
Super.
Highlanders 27 over Moana Pacifica 17. Chiefs 42 beat the Drua 22.
Are the New Zealanders dominating that comp?
They usually do, don't they?
Ladder position-wise?
They're sort of, they're seen as the most testing material. I mean, the Reds and the Brumbies have been going okay.
Knocking on, okay.
Is there any South African teams left?
No, so they don't play in Super Rugby anymore.
Oh,
they left basically during COVID, and there was a question about the TV rights. And now South Africa play their sort of top domestic rugby with on that line of latitude up to the up to the UK,
up
to Europe. So because it's on the same time zone. Yep.
A hell of a travel going from there to New Zealand and playing. Oh.
But you know, New Zealand versus South Africa in rugby is like Carlton versus Collingwood. It's like Adelaide versus Port. It's the ultimate rivalry in rugby, the way that the Springboks and the All Blacks look at it. Okay, a couple of minutes before we wrap up. Any other sort of observations across the weekend? Matt, we haven't had you around for a couple of weeks.
No.
What's word on the street about the Suns?
Well, their midfield has been the disappointing part, and their forward line. They Petrarca, they started well. Petrarca and Humphrey were flying, and
got injured.
They got injured, and they were out for a bit. And I was speaking to Price earlier. I'm not sure on their forward line. They Walter, Reed, King, and then they brought in Jamara. I know Reed's gone a bit to the wing, but whenever they sort of try and play Reed, King, and Walter, their forward line doesn't fire as well as it does when one of them isn't there. Normally that's been Walter. But so they got some issues down there because they won enough ball. They had 60 inside 50s against the Hawks, but kicked 8 or 9 goals. So I'm not sure. Are
they smelling their own perfume a little bit? Because they've certainly been the flavour of a lot of off-season experts. They won a final. They get Petrarca. They got the Brownlow medalist. They'll just keep improving. They got Jamara.
Yeah, well, the last 3 weeks would.
I don't like Dimmer talking about the umpires all the time, though.
No, I didn't hear his whole presser, but when they got smacked by the Hawks, and then the issue was that 50-metre.
He would have talked about the footy, but he's smart enough to know that if he speaks about the umpires, that'll be the headline, and I reckon they've got to be better than making that the headline at the moment.
He did that last week when they got over the line against Essendon. He spoke about holding the ball.
Well, he did say, but he did say that he asked the umpires before the game for clarity, and he couldn't get a straight answer, and that's saying that is the frustration, though. I know you can't say it publicly in that sense, but you have all your rights to be confused by some of the umpiring.
Yeah, but one goal isn't the reason why they lost the game.
No, that's right.
Move on for that and look at the bigger picture. And they've got a big game against the Giants next Sunday.
So you're with me next Sunday at 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
are you?
Is that because of the public
holiday? So there's a public holiday. If you're looking at the footy fixture, guys, and you think, why in blazes are they playing Suns v Giants at 7 o'clock on Sunday night? The May Day public holiday in Queensland is the first Monday in May, so it's a public holiday the next day. That's why they've got that fixture. Anyway, that's a good point to sign off. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Jason.
What's here next week then?
Yeah. Are you on as well?
Yeah, I'm on.
Oh, good on you.
I've got
Thank you, Zane.
Racing. Zane's here without any protest.
Pepper's here, mate. The 30 grand. Learning the trade.
Nothing.
Ruck extraordinaire who got to meet Aaron Phillips earlier on. She's had a good day. And a special shout out to Branko and Pete. We're running new equipment if you can pick that up.
Well done,
and they've had a great day tinkering on the run. They have earned their stripes better than the Red Bull pit crew at F1 today because it's been like
same money they're on
manipulating on the way. And Ned Hall was a late call up in the studio as well. So thanks to everyone here. You're about to hear a couple of highlights. Some of you going to Canberra afterwards. Otherwise, thanks for your company at the Gabba.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Miller smothered there by Charlie Cameron, who explodes onto the ball, runs through the corridor. He hits the 50, does a shimmy, handball over the top there to Oscar Allen, who has a ping. Charlie Cameron's defensive effort ends up in a goal for Oscar Allen.
Berry for the Crows, kick to Finbar's got 2 to beat. Second man in, Leicester punches away, but Rankin Rose evades Leicester outside of the right boot. Second goal in the opening term for Isaac Rankin. Hand pass from Rochelle to Taylor Walker, 30 out, hands it to Dawson. Dawson on return to the footy. Jordan Dawson kicks a goal for the Crows. And there is a big Texan bear hug waiting for the returning skipper. In a moment that's not lost on anyone.
Kai Lohmann gathered, tackled nicely. He let loose the handball though. Will Ashcroft outside of the right shoe. Great handball, Kai Lohmann. Bounces loosely to Will Ashcroft. Here's Charlie. Charlie with 4. Murray just to his right to Laird. Laird back into the corridor to Jordan Dawson. He can kick this. That's 55. Good kick. That is magnificent. And that is the final siren. That would be blessed relief for Adelaide. The game is over and the Lions have responded to Chris Fagan's pleas for a greater defensive effort. They've put on over 100 against the Crows.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio,
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
and ABC Listen.